Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, everyone. Hey, I'm here. I'm here. My boys are already at standby there. Hey, Lunar Man, how are you, bro? Welcome to our weekly podcast that sometimes is around firearms, sometimes is around old cars. Tonight I'll be sitting here with my boys Snake and Louie talking about some World War II weaponry, some World War II firearms. Let's just say that here it is. We've been going through this small arms list for World War II for a while at this point. Oh, not the Katyusha barrage. Why is this already fucked? Yeah, I'll hop in. I'll hop in. Don't worry, boys. We already covered submachine guns, pistols, and heavy machine guns, light machine guns too. And today we are going for the rifles. We are going to take a look at some wonderful weapons from World War II because both of my boys are very into World War II weaponry. So yeah, let me drag these guys here. I love how I was like, I dragged them. Like, why I cannot hear them? And then suddenly I realized that I wasn't in the VC. Oh, wait, give me a minute, Snake. Give me a minute.
Oh.
I have you. I had Discord muted. Okay, you can introduce yourself.
Okay. Hey everyone, I am Sneku, everyone's favorite tactical English gun VTuber Sneckman, and we're gonna be talking about, as Dick was saying, we're gonna finish up the World War II gun tier list. But yeah, for those of you interested, I'm currently on a hiatus at least till mid-February due to NGF sustained. So, but I'll be back streaming regularly soonish.
He broke his wing. That's what happened.
In a sense, yes, I broke it. In a sense.
Wait, when did a snake had a wing?
No, it just evolved. You know.
Yeah, I just evolved. Snakes can be that now.
Someone saw that thing trying to evolve and they didn't kill it in time, and now they can fly.
I can now jump out of airplanes and harass people with a 545.
Fighters with
545.
wings.
Also, Louie, please introduce yourself to those that are here for the first time.
Hey guys, I'm Louie661. I am a tactical VTuber from the Philippines. I like to play my FPS games with realism and immersive tactical doctrine. I also do like to feature a random gun of the day for each and every single stream, and I do get the gun talks, as well as tactical doctrines, military guards, and whatnot. So yeah.
And we are all nerds down here. Like, some of these boys, they do understand more about firearms than I do. Snake here has a nice collection, and Louie has a good amount of knowledge when it comes to like the technicalities, the mechanical intricacies of firearms. And I'm just sitting here as the Brazilian that doesn't have access to guns, but it's way more enthusiastic than I should be around these things.
Nah, you can never have too much enthusiasm.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, sometimes it can be a little bit counterproductive.
The cool thing is, I actually have one of the guns we're going to be talking about tonight.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. Remember, I have the funny ping rifle.
The Garand? Oh yeah, the Garand.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the thing. From last stream, I think we still have to add some stuff back, because I don't think it saved all the images. But yeah, don't worry. You guys can keep going.
Okay.
What did we
cover last time again?
We were covering light machine guns, general purpose machine guns. I think getting ready to touch on rifles, and I think we touched a little bit on the M1 carbine, maybe, possibly.
I don't really remember we talking about the carbine.
Yeah, that one's gonna be this segment actually, which is mostly rifles, bolt actions, or self-loading, which is pretty much the bulk of the firearms during this time period.
Yeah.
So we probably might be here for a while.
No, I mean, there is a good amount of stuff, but it's not like that much too. We have 3, 6, 9. That's 18. And I am bad at math. 21 weapons. 21 weapons.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Unless we want to add a couple.
Rifle category, right? Bolt action or self-loading.
Yeah, bolt action and semi-auto ones. I don't know if I left anything behind. Like, if we come across like anything that I left behind, we can add it on the fly. But what?
Any straight bolts in there?
I think there is the Mannlicher M95. now that I forget, now that I think about it, I think I forgot to put the Swiss K-31, but I don't remember if the K-31 was like World War II or like a little bit after.
Let me take.
I was up doing something. What?
The K-31, if that was in. Let's see, it was in service in 1933 up to 1970, so.
Yeah, so it was like.
One, but I don't know if it was.
What gun are you talking about?
The K-31.
K-31 technically is a World War II firearm since Switzerland never participated, so... But it does fall within that time period, same time period, France and
Yeah,
everything.
because it was in service ever since 33, so...
Alright, give me a minute. Let me add this thing here to the list. It's fine. We can put stuff on the go. All right. Let me think about it. We have things from a wide variety of different countries. Yeah, if we remember anything on the go, we can add more. All right, let me change my screens right here. Okay. Screen, you guys are already in the correct position. Let me increase the zoom a little bit and make myself a little bit smaller, because I know I've been eating a lot recently, but that doesn't mean that I need to be that chunky in the screen. You know, it's gonna be a little bit hard to see. Yeah. Should I increase it a little bit more? No, then it's gonna cut. Oh yeah, now I remember why I had cut it. That screen was because of all the advertisements.
All right, I'm back. I was grabbing my small collection of one bayonet in case you guys want
it's
to show
fine.
those off. Okay.
Okay, let me put it like this, and then this. Oh, it's cutting in a weird way. Yeah, okay. Fine. What did you got over there, Snake?
I was grabbing my M1 bayonet collection because I have five M1 bayonets of different varieties.
Oh, bruh. Why so many?
Because they're interesting. Especially the Turkish ones.
I think I have a clip where he literally took a whole entire bunch of them, just dumped him all over his table.
Hey yo, bro, you spilled your bayonets.
Yeah,
they are all over the floor.
So I forgot to pay.
Also, did you guys brought booze? Don't tell me I'm the only one. Ah, for fuck's sake, Snake.
Not that big in drinking. I don't have the funds right now to drink.
Bruh.
Plus, we just woke up instantly.
Financially recoup. Nah, it's fine. It's always 5 p.m. somewhere, right, Louie?
Yep, pretty much.
It's always 5 p.m. somewhere. But yeah, we are huge gun enthusiasts here, and
I don't really think it's a good idea for me to be drinking this early in the morning, though. That's another thing.
It's fine, bro. You are overthinking this, but I mean, it's up to you. It's up to you. Okay. I think we can start with this. We can go with this order here. So our first contestant for today is actually the hot pot of a wide variety of different weapon parts, like allied weapon parts in World War II, the Delisle carbine, like whatever the fuck you want to pronounce that. This thing had what, like parts from Colt 1911, Tommy guns, like what else?
Enfield, number 1, number 1 Mark 4, or number 3 Mark 4?
The bolt is literally that from an Enfield, if I
The,
recall
the
that bolt
receivers
handle.
for the Enfield, the basis of it is an Enfield, and then they made it suppressed.
Yeah, the thing is integrally suppressed. Runs 45 ACP cartridge, at least
It
the third
takes-
prototype of it.
Yeah, it takes 1911 magazines.
Mm-hmm. So this, I'd say, would that'd be some sort of cross collaborations between manufacturers. Again, this is ironic how we're starting off in the rifle category with one that is chambered in a pistol caliber.
Yeah, it's almost like I wouldn't call it a PDW because what it's
It was meant for special.
oh yeah, definitely. It
the
would be
precursor-
something akin to the well rod.
Yeah, the precursor to the SAS. I think some resistance groups got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's morning to Louie, Lunar Man. Louie is in the Philippines, so it's morning to him. But for me and Snake, it's like night period. But yeah, this thing is very weird. It's kinda, I mean, it's not as bulky as the pictures made it look like.
The specialty weapon.
Ooh, look at the
Yeah.
inside of the barrel. That thing with all the dishes with the internally
Suppressed.
internal suppressor.
Yeah.
A bunch of dishes in there.
We-
Those are rubber washers, and that's what they use because they didn't have the suppressor technology we do today. So
Oh,
the
yeah,
railrod
this
works
one.
on the same. Railrod works on the same principle. We have rubber baffles in the suppressor, and those baffles actually suppress the noise of the weapon. Of course, those baffles are eventually going to go bad because the more rounds you shoot through it, the more the rubber is going to wear down.
Pretty much. That's pretty much there to suppress, of course, sound and also trapping gases that that come out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's pretty interesting design there.
Yeah, I really find this one interesting. Especially because in the end of the day, you're talking about like a pistol caliber carbine, bolt action integrally suppressed. Like again, I think it would be like a longer version of the well rod, but I don't think they made a lot of these things back then.
No, it was really meant for the precursor of the SAS and maybe some resistance groups. It's a very
Yeah.
specialty weapon.
See how
It's a-
many of them they
And
produce.
another reason why they did produce a lot of them was because it took away from Enfield production. Because the back of the receiver, handguard, and everything is an Enfield pretty much.
Uh-huh.
So,
Yeah. And this thing does use like code 1911 mags, don't it?
Yes, it
Yeah,
shoots
use the
45
19
ACP. Yeah.
Yeah, but it uses 1911 mags.
Yeah. I just
So,
really don't understand why, like, way back in Battlefield 5 they decided to add this thing to like the carbine category, because you're like, bro, why?
It is a carbine.
Well, I mean
line.
that is a carbine.
Yeah, it's,
Is by
No,
itself,
no,
yeah.
not like, the issue is not the category. The issue is that it's not a very effective weapon. You know, like overall.
it has a very specific purpose. Its purpose is to be a clandestine weapon, spec
Yeah.
ops weapon.
Oh, and inherently, properties of 45 ACP are inherently subsonic.
Yeah.
So
Which
Inherently.
makes
But,
it and it's kind of interesting to think about it, because people would think that, well, 45 would be harder to suppress than 9mm because it's a larger bullet, but then it's traveling at lower velocities, so it's gonna, well, be easier to suppress because there is no sonic boom.
hmm
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoy the looks on this thing. It does look very interesting. I don't know how effective this thing was back then, but
it was pretty reasonably effective for the role. it was intended to be used in.
I would say that probably the well rod saw more service than this thing, and with like more success as well.
Well, yeah, the railrod was a much simpler weapon to produce. It didn't take any production capability or any manufacturing capability away from like the Enfield or a main issue weapon, standard issue weapon.
And given the type of operations it's involved with, of course, it'd be used. For, it's very easily concealable. So, yeah. For that specific purpose and whatnot,
at this point, well. I think something like a integrally suppressed stand would be maybe more effective than this thing.
They both have purpose. So the advantage with this
there's a different situation.
Yeah, the advantage with this is you don't have the cycling automatic of the bolt like the stand. This you have the bolt action. Yeah. It's kind of similar principle as the railrod, which is bolt action, and the Navy SEALs HK USB and 45 ACP back in the 90s and early 2000s. Where if you put a suppressor on, it becomes essentially a bolt action.
Bolt action pistol.
The mere fact that not only like the popping of the muzzle, the round going off, being being suppressed and whatnot, you also have the sounds of the mechanics, mechanics moving and whatnot, and like the casing popping out and hitting any kind of hard surfaces that make that metallic noise and all that stuff. So again, strictly for the purpose of clandestine operations and like for the sake of not making a lot of noise, in its mechanism. The Delisle, it did that pretty much like the same way that the well rod did. The only difference is that the Delisle is, it's a carbine.
And shoots 45 ACP,
It's a little bit bulkier and more, quote, powerful, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I like this thing. I like the how weird it looks. And I think it could be very useful in this sorts of scenarios back in World War II, and even after that. Of course, then you had like things that were a little bit more effective being developed after the war, that could pretty much. Hey, Pot is here. Pot gave us a raid, fellas.
Hello, Pratu.
Yeah, he was playing Ready or Not just earlier.
Nice.
Raiders, I am Sneku Snafu. I'm a tactical English gun VTuber. I do gun stuff on occasion. I am on a bit of a hiatus, so.
He broke his wing. Yeah.
Hey, Pod.
But welcome, Raiders. We are here today. Me, Dick, Snake, and Louie. We are here sitting and taking a look at some World War II rifles, like bolt action rifles and semi-automatic rifles. And for the happiness of a lot of people, or maybe no one, we are putting these things in tiers. These boys right here, they always try their best to make me lose my night of sleep with some very weird placing of tiers. Yeah, no, never will be. And that's pretty much it. We are taking a look at this Delisle carbine, which is a very huge amalgamation of different parts and different guns from World War II that used to be used in clandestine operation and whatnot. It's a very interesting one. Okay, so how do you guys think this thing should be rated? I think I would give it a B.
I'd say A, because it's specialty purpose. It filled the role very well. Like, I'm pretty sure it saw service post World War II with the British, because they didn't really have anything to replace it up until they came up with better suppressive systems, better systems. So I give it an A, because it filled its role very well and it's done very well.
Rasputin think it's a 10 out of 10 gun and he would smash it. Now, I don't know in which sense of the expression smash it, but you know.
Man has taste, man.
Yeah. This is a Delisle carbine, Jack. It's pretty much a sneaky breaky gun that they would use back in World War II. It fires the same round as the 1911, but in a bigger and, well, integrally suppressed platform. So, yeah, you can be very quiet with this thing. What about you, Louie? What do you think this gun deserves?
I'd probably say I'd actually put this in an A. Again,
Hey. Okay.
I would actually put this in A, certainly because, like, again, it's a very specialized, purposed carbine, again, for a clandestine operation. Comparable to the well rod, it does its job pretty well in what it's specialized for. Any other kind of conventional means, like frontline assault and whatnot, no, not really. So
yeah,
again,
it's definitely not like a frontline gun.
No.
Yeah. So I give it an A for that reason.
I don't know. Like, I have a good feeling that probably the well rod was like used wider and more effective than this thing.
Well, the railroad was also easier thing just to produce, and
Snake, you are way too far from the microphone, buddy.
The railrod was a pistol and much easier to produce because it shoots 32 ACP. And for resistance members, I could just shove it in a pocket somewhere and break it up into like 2 parts. And in some cases, I think some of them actually hit it as a cigar kind of thing.
Yeah, but also do know the well rod is pistol. It's only useful for at very short ranges compared to the WoW. Oh, and the later versions of the well rod is in 9mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did have
World
9mm as well.
World War II is 32 inch.
Yeah, that is a suppressor jack, not a water jacket thing. It does look like a water jacket, especially from the Louie one, but no, it's not.
Yeah, there's no water in that. Those are dishes for rubber bafflings to suppress the fucking thing. So
just imagine how heavy that shit would be if that.
Right?
What?
There was a little cutout that you looked on Google Images just now.
Oh yeah, there was. Let me go back here and grab it. Oh, this one is actually a very interesting picture.
I really do like those kinds of demonstrations of weapons to show you like the internals of those.
Yeah,
especially with very unique weapons. Yeah, there you go. See, right there, those little dishes there, bafflings. Those are the things that's inside that big jacket.
And for those of you that don't know, the point of those dishes is to catch the expanding gases and slow down the projectile so it's less than the speed of sound subsonic, so it doesn't make as loud of a noise. So that's how it's suppressed for.
Yep.
Hey, I like how cool this thing is. Yeah. Okay, we can put that thing at 8 in, even though. Okay, wait. Was the well rod at A as well?
I don't remember.
No, the well rod was at S. Okay. So I completely agree with that thing going in A. Then, if the well rod got in AS, yeah, it definitely deserves an A spot.
Yes.
All right, that thing is going to sit at A then.
A.
Oh, okay. So now we have something very interesting. Something that a lot of people out there that grew up playing, like Call of Duty in general, any World War II Call of Duty, would insta recognize the FG-42. I will not try to pronunciate that shit in German because I will butcher that and it's not going to be pretty. But pretty much what the FG-42 was developed to be this paratrooper weapon, right?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it still used the 8mm Mauser, right?
Yes.
So it's technically a battle rifle, big quotation mark.
Technically, yes. So the way the Germans wanted it to be fielded was to be a light machine gun with a bipod and also a infantry rifle.
Yeah, again, it's supposed to be a multi-purpose machine gun, so
Yeah.
to say. Like again, the kind of same concept coming from the Brand or the BAR and whatnot. This would be
Yeah.
the Germans' version of that multi-purpose
Well,
type of rifle.
not technically, no, not in the MG-42's case, not in the FG-42's case. That was more of the MG-42 was the multi-purpose general purpose gun of the Brand.
I think that this thing right here was supposed to be something that could work a little bit closer to the BAR, but with like a better, definitely with better mobility, because better handling overall. Because overall, it's not that hard to make something that has like better mobility, better handling than the BAR, because that thing is way too big and way too bulky.
Or at least the A2 version.
I find this to be a little bit easier to move around with, in all honesty.
Yeah, definitely,
You can
definitely.
be able to use this as just a normal rifle, or for storming or machine gun emplacement.
Yeah.
So I think I still stand that this thing is still, again, multi-purpose. Primarily, again, paratroopers are going to be utilizing this stuff as what's given from its German name, roughly translate as parachute rifle.
Yeah. It's this one that we have like right here in the screen is like the second version of it with the less angle grip. This very particular style of compensator, but as you guys can see, it already came with like a bipod. It had like a side fed 20 round mag with like 792 Mauser, same caliber that was used in their rifles, their Gewehrs, and their carabiners. But again, it's a very small package. It's a very narrow gun. So, like, how heavy was this thing?
I think like 17 pounds. Let me look it up.
About which one? The FG-42A or FG-42B?
Both of them.
The Type 2 was
first one-
10 pounds.
Oh, no, wait.
Almost 11 pounds.
The
and
first-
the Type 1 was 9.5 pounds, so 4.2 kilograms and 4.95 kilograms.
Yeah, it's kind of a middle ground.
5 kilograms around for the 42B.
It's definitely
4.38 kilograms for 2A.
It's definitely heavier than a submachine gun, but way less heavier than, you know, an MG34 or like a BAR. So I think it would bridge this gap.
Weighs right around the same weight as an M1 Garand, for reference, for those of you who know the weight of M1
But
Garand.
shorter as well.
Yes.
And again, you have like semi-auto and full auto capabilities in this thing. You pretty much have what if the Kar 98 had 5 rounds in the stripper clip and the Garand had 8 rounds. This thing had 20 rounds in a box mag. So you do have like some extra firepower at your disposal. But again,
they come in 2 magazines actually. So one you can have them in 10 or 20.
Really? They have 10 round mags as well?
Yeah, you can interchange between the 2 types, between the A and the B variant. Let's see. Given by the specs between the 2, apparently the 42B has a slower fire rate compared to the 42A.
I mean, they did.
The later version was at 600 rounds per minute, while the earlier version was in 900 rounds per minute. I kind of figured they probably must have slowed down the fire rate because they wanted to make it more manageable for manageable to handle with recoil or something, or maybe
And
conserving ammunition count because of its low capacity.
yeah,
Eh,
it was a combination of both to
mhm,
help reduce
yeah.
ammo usage and make it more manageable for the guy using it.
Also, hi NASCAR, how are you, bro? Yeah, I really like the looks on this thing. I think it was like one of the like more interesting looking and like coolest weapons of World War II that, well, Germany produced. I tend to like the first version, this one right here, the one with the angled grip, a little bit better than the second one, even though it is a little bit weird, I'm not gonna lie. But overall, I think it encapsulates a lot of, you know, the sort of paratrooper doctrine that we had like back in the day, which, if you think about it, was still like in the very infancy of it. So they were still experimenting a lot. You know, like nowadays, usually paratroopers, they do carry like carbine weapons, sometimes even like PDWs or submachine guns. Nowadays a little bit less, because you know you have a lot of platforms out there that can offer you like rifle caliber guns, but in very small packages. But they were still experimenting with this thing, and even though Germany was not very well known for, you know, their paratroopers, these kinds of troopers back then were very specialized, and they conducted a wide variety of very like tricky operations. Like I think it was the German paratroopers that freed Mussolini from prison, like
Yes.
when he got arrested, like in the Alps and something like this. And those guys, they would use like a mix between FG-482s and the Berettas 1938s that we were looking during our last or second to last stream. Which again, it's another weapon it's a very Gucci weapon. I look at this weapon and I see Gucci stuff, but I don't know how expensive this thing was to be produced like back in the day.
Very expensive. So
Yeah, it looks like a space.
another
They
reason why
produced
they
around
weren't from
2,000
the
of these things.
another reason why they went from the Type 1 to the Type 2 was because the Type 1 receiver actually required like zinc and a bunch of specialized metals, while the Type 2
Manganese
required
metal.
magnesium metal, while the
No,
Type
not magnesium, manganese.
manganese metal. But
Yeah.
the Type 2 required like aluminum instead, which was easier to get and less specialized. And this gun was also mechanically very complicated. Just for reference, it shot semi-auto closed bolt, but then full auto and open bolt. So they had to come up with full auto open bolt. So they had to come up with a whole mechanism to make sure that worked properly. And the size of the receiver also made it very complicated because they wanted a very short, compact package. So they had to come up with a 8mm full power rifle, machine gun, semi-automatic rifle, battle rifle, effectively. You make it a very tiny, compact package, relatively speaking.
Give me a minute. I'm sorry to hear that about that NASCAR. Like, really, my condolences, bro. I don't really know what to say. Just, you know, I know it's tough, but be strong. And if you ever need me, I'm here, bro. I'm here. That's pretty much it. But yeah, it's we already took a look at those, Xander. The railrod is sitting at rank S in our list right here.
I'm thinking of the carbine.
Yeah. The railrod and the BPS H41, even though I thought it deserved like a better rating, the guys made me put it at a C tier because they can handle how good that thing looks. But yeah, I would say that.
Looks.
Yeah, I know, but I would say that Soviet Union. I think it was the first. It was the first nation that really saw the potential that things like submachine guns could had in the battlefield, and they really put a lot of effort in that, in producing and equipping their troops with enough submachine guns to actually fight all those battles in cities and whatnot. Of course, like, it does have a limited range and whatnot, but in an urban scenario, it's way more effective for you to have like 5 guys with submachine guns than like 1 guy with a submachine gun and then 4 riflemen with like bolt action rifles.
Nice bayonet on that thing.
Yeah. It's a very, like I said, it looks like a very Gucci weapon. I always like the design on this thing. I always like this particular weapon in a pretty much every single game that was like a World War II game. And I say that because I think the closest comparison to it would be what, like the Johnson, the American
Johnson,
like the light machine gun, not the rifle.
The Johnson light machine gun, the M1941 Johnson light machine gun would be the most comparable weapon to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think like what was the rating that we gave to the Johnson?
I think A, B.
Johnson. Oh, it's A. I think this thing deserves an A tier as well.
I think it deserves an S. It did its job very, 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 very well, and it's considered one of the best guns of World War II overall.
I'd probably sit this as an A as well.
Yeah,
I can respect an A.
Yeah, I just think it's way too. It's one of those things that I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh, they could have done this cheaper and like in a more reasonable way. Like, I don't know. I'm not the fucking engineer. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that I am one, that I would know better. But it kind of feels like one of those situations in which Germans are making something more complicated than it should be, and it end up being like more expensive than it could have been. And I think that takes a little bit of the points of it, even though it was a very effective weapon that served its purpose and etc. So I think it sits pretty comfortable with an A tier.
I think one of the designers really hated designing this and got like, it said something along the German government wanted like a weapon that could do everything, and unicorns like that, if I remember correctly.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about, Xander. Yeah. I've literally showed people that particular picture of the bomb bay with like all the PPSH 41s during our first stream when we actually tackled the submachine guns. So yeah, we know the potential for that thing. Hey, Lazar, welcome.
According to the military wiki here, during its development, due to flaws in the design, the gun had to be amended twice, increasing its capabilities, but also increasing its weight and cost. So yeah, when developing this thing, they did had a few setbacks and whatnot. I guess it's understandable given how complex manufacturing this thing is.
And just the overall design, the requirements that German military wanted at the time.
It looks like something completely out of this world. especially when you take into consideration the whole like World War II environment. This thing looks way different than anything they had back then.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
Something
think
like
it deserves like a solid
Star
A.
Wars.
Yeah, I
And
think
we did,
we all agree it's an A.
and we didn't even talked about how that thing actually had the scopes for it, so you could actually use it as, you know, somewhat of a marksman rifle.
I don't think the scopes were really issued in large numbers.
Probably not. I know that they are very, very expensive and rare nowadays.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you probably might want to take a look at this as well. Look up the Vulcan 38X.
Vulcan dash 38. Wait, what? Dash 38 what?
38X, lowercase.
Oh, you mean Vulcan?
Yeah, Valken.
Oh, wait, is that like Star
Oh,
Wars
no, not
stuff?
that. Yeah, Star Wars.
Oh.
You'll probably see something familiar in there.
Oh my god, they kind of mixed. Oh, give me a minute. They kind of mix a FG42 with an MG42. Bro, just because it has the same number doesn't mean that they are compatible.
Well, I mean, this is Star Wars. They did.
Oh, yeah. I know.
They did a thing called kit bashing, which is a very iconic kind of thing that, you know, filmmakers did at that time when they had so much World War II weaponry that were in surplus, and so again they can be able to refit these weapons for the purpose of a fictional world, you know, stars in a galaxy far, far away. And well, people very loved it. They loved the kit bashing kind of stuff. Sure, there's lots of World War II weapons.
Definitely.
Could look good.
It looks like something that you could find in a galaxy far, far away. And also, Lazar, if your dad likes the FG42 that much to call it like his favorite weapon, he is a man of culture.
It's a very interesting little find there. Okay. Who uses this?
All right, so I already put it at A tier, right? So now we have the one that Snake kind of sent us a video. The Gewehr, the 41 and 43 rifle. This thing right here is I think it was like the first like widely deployed oh fuck, why is this picture so small? The first widely deployed semi-automatic rifle for like Germany in World War II. I think that was the case, right?
Let me take a look.
Let me put it here on the screen.
Talk about the Gewehr 43 now. So
Yeah, 43 and 41, because they are pretty much what, like just the 43 is just an upgrade of the 41, right?
No. So the Gewehr 41, what Germany originally wanted with the Gewehr 41 was a rifle that had similar operational capacities to the K98. It also uses like a weird gas tapping system, and it's also much heavier. Like if you look at the Gewehr 41, it has this weird K98 style bolt. If the Germans were paranoid that their semi-automatic rifles were inherently less reliable than like bolt-action rifles, so they had it with the Gewehr 41. They had a system where you can manually operate it in case it failed for whatever reason. And the Gewehr 41, because of everything they wanted on it, turned out to be a much heavier rifle. And the Gewehr 43 is more or less a German SVT-40 in a lot of aspects.
Did they actually got like, because I know that this one was inspired on the SVT-40, right?
The gas system
the gas system was taken from the Soviet SVT-40s. Yeah.
So they pretty much came across the SVT-40s in the battlefield, and were like, oh, these things work and they work pretty good, and they just like kind of copy the design and put it into service in the 43s?
At least a gas system, yes. Not so much the bolt and other part.
Yeah, that gas system was taken again from the SVD-40 for that cycling of the bolt. So.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that one, Xander. I saw that one, the PPS one, Bombay quote big quotation mark Bombay.
If I do recall correctly, there were two companies that were involved in
manufacturing.
Manufacturing that. It was Mauser and Walter Arms, I believe.
Yes, Volter. Yes.
But I think those were the 41s, but I think they did came back with 43.
I think Mauser produced the 43, and Volter and Mauser produced the 41.
Yeah. Here we can see like a German soldier using that thing with one of their what was the manufacturer of those scopes? Like fuck, I don't really remember.
Neither do I.
Spice? I don't know. I don't remember.
It was a scope, but they did, and not a lot of those scopes were really produced or issued. But another thing with the Gavera 43 is all of them came with a side rail for a scope.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Need to correct myself here a little bit about what company produced what. So it was Walter. It was Walter later on that introduced the new modified gas system, which later on it was implemented into service as the Gewehr 43 in 1944. So it was Walter. It was Walter that came out later as the 43, and I think maybe Mauser stayed with the 41 design, the M&W variant. So
yeah. So they pretty much simplified the whole thing in the 43 model.
Yes. Another complaint with the Gewehr 41 was it was very heavy. I think it weighed like 12 pounds.
Jesus Christ.
It was a very heavy and complicated design, and it was not very popular. But it was very popular as a marksman rifle. That's one thing they liked about it. It was very
yeah. I don't think they actually deployed this thing in enough numbers to be used as like a infantry weapon like we see in a lot of games, right? Like random infantrymen just walking around using the ones without the marksman scopes and whatnot.
They produced about 500,000 plus Gewehr 43s. So it supplemented K98s and STG 44s as a middle ground, but they didn't produce enough to completely replace the K98, obviously. So
let's see, they only had 2 years worth of production. At least we're talking about Walter again. So production for these is 2 years from 1943 up to 45. And let's see, from sources on the gun wiki here, it says about 2,713 of these were manufactured. So yeah, within 2 years of these things, I'd say that these would have been distributed to specific units. Probably one where it would be at that time to someone who would be designated as the marksman of that unit, probably.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't that common. It wasn't that rare for these units to have some marksmen here and there, and I think at this point, because maybe you would lose a little bit of accuracy if you compare this thing with a Kar 98, but like the amount of lead that you can deliver to like an enemy troop like advancing towards a position with a semi-auto gun with like 10 rounds in a magazine, it's way more effective than a bolt action rifle with like 5 rounds. So
if I'm going up against Soviet hordes and my choices were Gewehr 43 or K98, I take the Gewehr 43.
Yeah, completely.
do mind you, on the other side of it, despite the Gewehr being semi-automatic, self-loading, has good range, pretty good ammo capacity and accuracy. If you're thinking about long-range precision sniping with that thing, it's best that you would go with the bolt-action Mauser rifles.
Oh yeah,
Again,
or
yeah.
Gewehr 41. If
Yeah,
any.
As
that's
much
that's that's
again,
what I'm
there's a
talking
difference
about.
between sniping and marksman and all that stuff,
Hmm.
and the difference is within their effective range and whatnot. Sure, you can go as far as marksman with the Gewehr 43, but if we're talking about anywhere longer range in terms of sniping
Yeah, a
for
car
their effective
98.
range, that will yeah, you'll have to leave that to Carabine 98K.
Yeah, I would say that you also gotta remember that when I think when this thing was a little bit more prolific in the battlefield, um, the Germans were already kind of being pushed back, so you would see a lot of fighting going on, like small cities and whatnot, in which like you know the sharpshooters would take over inside dilapidated houses. So you wouldn't see um these guys using these weapons probably so much in like open fields, like like really open areas, but mostly in like a urban environment. And I think when it comes to that, you would rather have something that has like a bigger capacity and a better rate of fire than a bolt action. But I really like this thing, even though it had a wide variety of different issues.
Oh yeah, the Gewehr 43 had a lot of issues, mostly down to design and production. There are a lot of cast parts. The bolt was very complicated, and the receiver was like sheet metal, which would crack over time due to it being overgassed.
Yeah. Oh, also, like, thanks for stopping by, Lazar. Make sure to get some rest, bro. Jammed quite a bit and unreliable.
I wouldn't say
Bob.
it's.
I wouldn't say it's unreliable. I'd probably say that's more of a thing with Mauser's Gewehr 41. It's the reason why they went with Walther in their design of Gewehr 43. Sure, it does have as what
Major
Sneku
flaws.
said earlier, yeah, and whatnot, but that was more prolific for the 43 with Mauser, and a lot less with
41.
Walt, yeah,
Mm.
with Walter in the 43. So
Oh, what was the other thing? I wanted to say something about it. Fuck, 40 Fair. Oh, my memory is not the same. And I'm also
I
under
do.
the influence of
You gotta
alcohol,
start writing
so.
stuff down.
This thing was
What?
fun to shoot and held let loose.
You gotta start writing stuff down.
Oh shit, I already do that, bro. That's the issue. Uh fuck Giver. Oh, okay. Wasn't the Egyptian Hakin made based on this thing?
No, the Hakim was based off the Swedish AG-42.
Oh, which is completely different than this one.
Yes.
Oh, okay. They do look quite similar though, right?
Kinda.
Or just
They
looks
shoot the same.
wise.
They shoot the same caliber.
Hmm. Oh, okay.
Not really sure. I'm not familiar with that rifle.
Because I remember that the Hakin have like some really huge issues with like gas leaks that would actually burn people's hands.
Yeah. So Louie, if you're looking at it, the Hakim is going to be the middle rifle.
Hakim Rashid. Yeah.
Rashid
Oh,
is-
yeah.
I'm just gonna look it up on my own. So yeah, I do see it.
Yeah.
Hold up a sec. This thing looks like, and this is from Egypt.
Yes, it's based
Yeah.
off the Swedish AG-42.
AG-42. Oh, well, shit. No wonder why it looks familiar, though. This is this design is also included in hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades.
Everything is included in that game, Louie. What do you mean?
Well, there are some that are not. You're not gonna get
Everything.
into it though, but like, yeah. I
Let me
probably
show
might
people this.
mention time and time again and whatnot. It was interesting. Okay, I'll just keep this tab up here for later when we get to this. Okay.
This is the
so,
the Hakim that we were talking about, folks.
The middle rifle.
Yeah, the middle one.
The top one's a AG-42, and the bottom one is a Rashid, which is a 7.62x3.
Oh, so the difference between the Hakim and the Rashid is just the caliber.
And some other differences. There's some other differences.
Is this like 7.62 by 39?
The Rashid is 7.62 by 39. The Hakim is 8mm Mauser, and the AG-42 is 6.5.
Oh, I see. Yeah. All right. Why did you hear a Zippo? I don't know, but why did you hear the Zippo? Like I don't smoke right now. By the way, I don't know, but I wanted to play a little bit today with Rasputin and the boys, but then I had allergies and I had to take a medicine, and then I got sleepy.
Eeps.
Yeah, and I kind of forgot that the time that I was thinking about playing that was actually the time that you and Louie are during your sleepy time. So I was like, oh, fuck. You know. But okay, so like after everything that we discussed about the 43 and the 41, what is the sort of rate that you guys think that this thing deserve?
So the Gewehr 43, I'd say give it a B.
Yeah, B.
B.
I'd definitely say B.
Because there are major design flaws. It's a good enough rifle, but given the design flaws, it can't really overcome it.
No.
Its production was limited. Again, it was a or.
Do you really think a B would be fair though? I would put it at C if it has like so many design flaws.
B would be generous for me.
B. Because it is a semi-auto rifle in World War II that did see mass production and was.
Yeah, you're right about that one.
Yeah, and everyone back then, it's a thing using semi-auto rifles are starting to be a thing and whatnot. I mean, the M1 Garand, the SVT, Bear 43, Johnson, even Johnson for some reason. But yeah.
Johnson. So. Remember, kids, don't keep touching your Johnson. Okay, B it is then. Even though I do kind of disagree, I would still put it at C, but you guys are way too generous. All right, so now we pretty much have the bread and butter of the German Wehrmacht, the Kar 98 in all its might and glory. Kar 98 or like Gewehr 98, because I think that differences are just like the length of the rifle, right?
No, so the Gewehr 98 was a full-length rifle, also had different sights with a longitudinal rear sights. Also didn't have a front sight hood. So
okay, but just length and sights. The mechanism was the same.
Same 98 action, similar stock. Yeah. So.
Oh, this is a wonderful picture. Let me put this one on the screen.
Yeah, same large ring Mauser, just different sides, different length.
Also, hi 5000, and thank you for the hydrate reminder, Snake. I am hydrating with booze, and I've grabbed way too much. I'm already losing consciousness here. Remember, don't touch your Johnson, yes, or otherwise either you're gonna get a hairy hand or you're going straight to hell if you touch a Johnson. No, I'm just kidding. You're not going to hell if you touch a Johnson. Don't touch it too much though, otherwise you're gonna die. Like there are people that died from excessive masturbation in the past. Don't ask me how I went there. Which was the rating that we gave to the brand, by the way? B?
I think A.
Bren?
Oh yeah, the brain got an A. The brain got an A. Yeah, the brain got an A 5000. I think it's pretty fair. But like the overall, like all the different versions of the 98, both the Gewehr and the Kar 98, these things were very effective. They were effective during World War I. They were effective during World War II. These things were exported to literally everywhere. Everywhere manufactured these things. Even Brazil manufactured, especially 98, like the Gewehr model back then.
I think Brazil actually received a lot from FN and bought from a lot from FN. It was mainly, I think, the Mauser 95 model.
95? No, we got 98s because isn't the 95 the straight bow boat?
No.
Oh, that's the Manley. It's a different one.
I mean, but but there were different styles of bolts you could have. Like, for example, you can see on the Gewehr 98, it has a side bolt handle. It's still a turn bolt, but it has a different style. While the K98 has a turn down bolt handle.
I know that Brazil had a shit ton of 8mm Mauser bolt action rifles, and we still have a lot of those. They are mostly.
I thought Brazil mostly used 7mm. So like 7mm was very popular in South America.
Yes, I mean 792.
I do believe that some of these Mausers were also a thing with Spain and its colonized territory. Last that I remember,
a lot of places had that.
Back in 1893, had used Mausers. I do believe.
Yeah.
It was the Mauser model 1893.
Yes,
was distributed to us.
The Mauser 1893 was like Mauser's first big success when it comes to the Mauser action. The 95 and the 98. There are a bunch of developmental
little interesting trivia about that thing.
Yeah.
A little bit near and dear to my heart as a Filipino. These Mauser model 1893. The best manufactured of these Mauser models were actually distributed to these very highly skilled marksmen called the Luna Sharpshooters, or in Espanol they call it the Tiradores de la Muerte, or known as the Sharpshooters of Death.
You guys love your Spanish terms in the Philippines.
Well, I mean, we are colonized by Spain.
Yeah, I know.
We didn't really like it that much.
No, we haven't touched the Arisaka yet, but we're gonna be doing that in a couple of minutes, so don't worry about that.
Should we invite him in here for that segment?
I don't know, maybe. Wait, technically speaking, both light machine guns and heavy machine guns are what? They are featherless and bipedal. Bro, that was a joke in so many layers, Xander. That was a joke that involved like mythology, like classic literature, like Greek stuff, and then like so many different layers. Also, apparently Snake's PC crashed, so he was reduced to atoms. But I would say that at least related to these 98 series of rifles from Mauser, they were a huge like commercial success for the company. And even though they didn't brought like anything new to the table, they brought like a level of craftsmanship that I don't think it was common before, to a point in which a lot of people would say that the Kar 98 had one of the smoothest boats in World War II, right?
It does. Yeah, bolt that thing kind of feels pretty good and whatnot, and obviously you can, at hindsight, you can definitely say that this was made by a genius.
Yeah. Again, it doesn't offer like anything super innovative, but it whatever it offers you, it offers with a very nice level of craftsmanship, almost close to perfection. And when you have your entire not your entire force, but a huge portion of your force armed with things like this, they're gonna have definitely a lot of advantage over things like soldiers with a garbage rod, for
I
example.
do have to say, like, compared to like most weapons or to most other weapons, the Mauser, Mauser rifle series definitely did probably had the highest paying contract or highest paying military contract because of how many of these are manufactured and
Oh, they made
distributed. I do believe these
billions
are
of those.
around 14 million, if I recall correctly.
14?
Yeah, I believe it was around there between 1935 up to
Yeah, it was a lot. I
45
know it was a
over.
lot.
It was
still
it's
talking
over
about
14
Mausers.
million.
Yeah.
Again, just to simplify it, I mean, it was like one of the largest, massively produced rifles distributed, icon of, Nazi Germany's forces.
No, bro. Like
And
I think when it comes to World War II, when it comes to like World War II weaponry, one of the it's like two things that comes to your mind, like M1 Garand and Kar 98. That's it. You know, everything else it's like
that guy weapon.
yeah, like everything else, like it's like stuff that people would think on like a second or even third thought, but like the first weapons that come to that come to people's minds when they say, oh, World War II weapons, like different sides, like Axis and Allies. First thing, M1 Garand on one side, Kar 98 on the other side. Again, I would choose a goddamn Garand any day of the week if compared to a Kar 98. But I cannot sit down and say that this thing was, remove any of its credit, because it was definitely one of the best bolt action rifles of the war.
The Mauser action rifles set the standard for a lot of bolt action rifles. Like
Yeah.
The U.S. based its M1903 Springfield off the 93 action, caused some funny controversy, but that's not we're not on the 1903 right now. But Mauser is a very good rifle. In my collection, I have two Mausers. I have a small ring 98 action and a 93 action. They're very good rifles overall.
Okay. Very important question here, Snake. None of them are those sporterized versions, right?
No, Jesus Christ, no.
Oh, thanks God. Please die, Lord.
But my Spanish 1893, before my computer crashed, my Spanish 1893 Mauser is actually rechambered into 7.62 NATO by the Spanish government. So it's pretty neat.
Yeah.
So,
I think the ones in Brazil, because like I was talking a little bit earlier, I don't know if the ones in Brazil are 98s or like which model they are.
The
But
more
I
than
know-
likely 95s or 93s in 7mm.
Yeah, I know that a lot of them are used right now in like rear sort of troops, like not even training stuff. It's like, oh, like the for some reason that like the firefighters, because the firefighters are like a nationwide organization here, and they are like militarized, right? Just like the police here is militarized. So they have an inventory of weapons, which I don't know why, because they don't walk around with guns, but they do have like an inventory of weapons. And these sorts of rifles, a lot of them are actually in these like rear echelon inventories. So they do have a good amount of these Mausers, for example.
Used for ceremonial purposes and whatnot.
I don't even think that it's for ceremonial purpose. I just think it's one of those cases in which, they have those very old weapons in their inventory, and they are like, well, we definitely do not want to put this thing in an auction like you guys have in America, like the all those police auctions and whatnot, to sell to civilians, because civilians don't have access to these guns because of how
So-
powerful the cartridge is?
So technically, civilians can't buy guns directly from the police.
No.
The way civilians get police guns
Oh.
in the U.S. is the police trade them into like a local gun store or some gun store and get like ammunition or whatever stuff they want. So so stuff that we get from police is actually police trading, not police surplus, because they're not selling it directly to anyone. They're trading it in.
Oh, I see. I see. It came from the police, but through our alternative methods. All right.
The good pops, yeah.
Yeah. Also, hi, Leffy. How are you, bro?
How
But
about we
yeah,
touch
I-
upon the Car 98K in pop culture? Of course, like in video games. Quite literally, in any World War II video game, you'll see the Car 98K
Oh, yeah.
being one of the most prolific, prominent type of rifles you would see out on the battlefield. We're talking about like Medal of Honor Frontlines, Allied Assault, Call of Duty, Finest Hour. Let's see.
Every single one of the World War II
PUBG.
games out there. Brother in Arms, you know, the Saboteur, like whatever.
It was called the Carbine for some certain reason in the Saboteur, but
Yeah.
you know what?
I mean,
It's
it-
still,
Car
you can
98
still see it.
K
It is
carbine.
a carbine.
Yeah,
Technically,
it
it's
is.
a short rifle, but it is carbine.
Roughly
like.
translated from its name, Carabiner.
Yeah.
But let's see, even PUBG has the Car 98K, and how devastating that is to some people with skill
I'm
on
not
that
gonna
thing.
lie. I don't really understand like games like PUBG in which like the majority of the guns are like modern guns, and they are like, oh, we're gonna put like a bolt
Modern
action
cartridge,
sniper
yeah.
rifle, and they put like a Car 98. I'm like, why? I know there's literally like millions of these things still like roaming around and being used like throughout the world, but like if you're making a game and you have the choice to put like a bolt action rifle, like there are more modern choices. I don't know why their first choice is like Car 98. I'm like, why?
Well, I
Why
mean,
not?
you can say the same. You can say the same thing for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. There is Car 98K in
But-
Modern Warfare 2019.
Well,
I
they
just
didn't
remember
put
running
them
that.
as on the gun. Very sad.
Yeah,
very sad.
but again, like isn't the 2019? Don't you have like some missions in like the Middle East and etc.?
Yeah, I guess like maybe that has to be a reference to like
It kind of
any
makes a little bit more
military
sense.
warehouses where they have been stored, and like I don't know,
Yeah.
maybe local insurgents have broken into
Bro,
them, got their
it's-
hands on these leftover surplus
Okay.
rifles. Sure, I guess
Afri-
that could be the reference.
It's like when you see those pictures of like African tribes with STG 44s in their hands. It's like we know that these things are still circulating, and yeah, I'm jumping the fence a little bit here when it comes to the STG 44 because we haven't touched that one yet. But it's like you know that these things are still like floating around, but it's not your first choice, you know.
Yeah.
It's kind of a random Arab guy with an STG 44 like out of fucking nowhere. Goddamn, goddamn terrorists.
A lot of STG 44s went to a lot of countries after the war.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean,
Again,
I say that for the Car the 98 in general, like the K variant, the Gewehr variant, and whatnot, I think that this one is one that certainly deserves S tier.
I had to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it because one simply it's an icon of World War II. You'll see
It's
it everywhere.
a good weapon.
Pop
That
culture.
was it is a good weapon that was the bread and butter of the German army in World War II. It's a very effective weapon. It's one of the best bolt action rifles. It was made literally in the millions, so it did like perform its role like pretty well in World War II. And I mean, I
Frontline infantry weapon.
what?
As a frontline infantry weapon. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's the sort of weapon that I don't see any issues with it.
It
It's
is
like, it's a good
of
weapon.
mass-
It's
Yeah,
a
it's
good
good
weapon.
gun. It
What
did a
about
good
you,
job.
I
Snake?
do like it.
Backbone of the Vermont did its job throughout the war, so yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so S tier is everyone like?
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
fine.
S tier.
Nice,
Oh, yeah.
nice. Leffy, go play Yakuza. Yakuza is a good franchise. You're gonna love it. You're gonna sit down there and watch like cutscenes for 40 minutes. It's the best, believe me. There is no better deal in the history of deals. All right, talking about the best deal in the history of deals, we have the M1 carbine or carbine, whatever the fuck. It's just like Garand and Garand, you know. It has different pronunciations. You can pronounce that shit whatever the fuck you want. But the M1 carbine is literally my favorite, like one of my favorite weapons from World War One. World War II. Fuck, sorry, I'm drunk already. This is way too small. Fuck. This thing was literally made by everyone and their cousin in 1940s America. The American war effort put every single fucking company under the sun to produce these things. You have everything from, you know, like IBM that made computers to like typewriter factories to like I think even Frigidaire, like refrigerator manufacturers, produced this thing back then. It's a similar case with the M1 Garand, but I think didn't they produce like more carbines than Garands in the war?
Yeah, again, the productions of these things, it literally is, well, forget about giving it a number. Well, I mean, it was produced so much that you could forget about trying to give it a number. It literally was the most produced weapon of World War II.
I have some very interesting, funny stuff to talk about it, but I need to go to the bathroom. Do you guys want to sit down and talk about it, or do you think we should go for an ad break?
I probably want to take a little break. Again,
Okay.
I kind of started off a little bit groggy because, again, you know how it is for me. It's the morning for me.
Don't worry, go get yourself a coffee.
Coffee.
Yeah, go get yourself a coffee. We're going for a little break, fellas, like 1 minute, 1.5 minutes. We're gonna be right back. I kind of need to go to the bathroom because I got way too much booze and I'm already kind of tipsy.
Black and white advertisements. I love those old-timey advertisements.
Oh yeah, and I'm gonna leave you guys with some old school advertisements. Go grab some coffee or some booze or bring me some food, fellas. We're gonna be right back.
I will be back.
Do you have money jitters? Ask the obliging Bank of America for a jar of soothing instant money, M-O-N-E-Y, in the form of a convenient personal loan. Available now at Bank of America.
Wow. Say, you gals think you're lucky you can get Swanson TV turkey dinners, but I say Swanson TV turkey dinners are a bigger break for husbands. Now, you take me. I can be early, I can be late, I can bring pals to dinner anytime I please, and get this, my wife never panics. She just takes Swanson TV turkey dinners from the freezing compartment of our refrigerator when I'm a little off schedule.
Oh, and right you are, Jack. And that is because Mary Lou knows that she can have a swell dinner ready in just 25 minutes.
Right.
And talk about easy. Well, she just pops Swanson TV turkey dinners in a hot oven. You know, they're oven-ready in individual heat and serve trays. With Swanson TV turkey dinners, you just heat and you serve big and hearty slices of moist, tender Swanson turkey with grand giblet gravy and special cornbread dressing and fluffy whipped sweet potatoes with golden Swanson butter and garden fresh peas with more butter.
Mother Murphy, lucky me. My wife uses Swanson TV turkey dinners. And make your husband lucky, too. Get Swanson TV turkey dinners, Swanson TV fried chicken dinners, Swanson TV beef dinners from your grocer's big freezer.
whom I love very much. He lived by the sea, and I often spent all day on the beach with him just walking along. He liked to smoke cigars, and each time he took one out, he asked me the same question. Do you like music? Yes, I'd say. Well then, here's a band for you. He'd put the Robert Burns band on my finger, and we'd go on walking in the sun. Years later, that memory made me start smoking Robert Burns. This is the Robert Burns Panatella, an especially wonderful cigar with a rich and comfortable taste because the tobaccos are nature filtered for mildness and better taste. No artificial quick curing for Robert Burns. Every leaf is slow cured in clean air. Why don't you smoke a Robert Burns cigar soon? They come in 5 different shapes, from 2 for a quarter to 25 cents.
Look good? Want some? It's the new Pillsbury Deluxe Chocolate Fudge Cake, made from a new kind of mix. Pillsbury Deluxe Cake Mix, for cakes so rich, so moist, so quickly gone. The special way Pillsbury puts things together makes it easier for shortening and flavoring to spread richly, evenly all through the cake. A Pillsbury Deluxe Cake keeps its fresh, moist taste longer than any mix cake ever did before. New Pillsbury Deluxe Chocolate Fudge Cake. So rich, so moist, so quickly gone. Get Pillsbury New Deluxe Chocolate Fudge Cake Mix in this new package. Just one of 7 deluxe flavors.
Nothing says lovin' like something from the oven, and Pillsbury says it's best.
Some fun when Snubby Gun plays Private Eye, and you can have the same kind of fun with Mattel's Tommy Burst Detective Set. The Tommy Burst has automatic bolt action. Fire off a burst of 10 shots.
I am back. I don't know about the boys, but I am here. Oh no, I chose the wrong thing. No, this is also the wrong thing. I am drunk. Oh no, we have the exception. Oh. Holy shit. Take a look at that. That is trippy as fuck, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot of dicks there.
Right? All right. I think we are completely back, right? Is everything working as intended? I think everything.
I'm back.
We have a wide variety of ads, Lefty. Don't worry about it. We have, I think I currently have like 25 or 26 old school advertisements in that little TV for the Be Right Back screen. But going back to the wonderful M1 carbine, because that was we started talking about, I wanted to talk about how I want to say that Brazilians have bad taste, right? And you guys are gonna understand where I'm coming from, or more likely where I'm going to after I finish this whole rambling. So Brazilians are the sort of people that, you know, you have this particular item, this particular thing. It might be a gun, it might be a car, it might be like whatever the fuck you're talking about, and that thing is praised like worldwide, right? Imagine something that is praised worldwide. Everyone worldwide absolutely love that shit. And then that thing is introduced into Brazil, and because of specific circumstances of Brazil, they are like, nah, this thing is horrible, right? That happens with Volvo cars. Like if I ask you guys about what is your view on Volvo cars, you guys are probably gonna say that they are very reliable and bulletproof cars, right?
Yep, probably.
Yep.
I'd say.
For some reason, Brazilians think that Volvos are horrible cars, that they are unreliable and whatnot. And the same applies to a lot of the guns in World War II for some reason, because apparently when our soldiers went to Europe, went to fight in Italy, they got their hands on like a wide variety of American weaponry, right? And they really like things like the BAR. They really enjoy the BAR, but they absolutely hate things like the grease gun and the M1 carbine, to a point in which they would blatantly say that the M1 carbine was incapable of killing a man, and that, you know, the 30 carbine cartridge was like, if the guy was wearing like heavy coating, you couldn't kill a man using like heavy clothing with a 30 carbine. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck are you talking about?
That's the same myth that's perpetuated by Americans in the Korean War. That the 30 carbine cartridge couldn't penetrate or couldn't kill guys effectively who were wearing heavy coats, which is no evidence to support that.
Yeah, that was
It's
just
like-
an exaggeration. It was a common misconception and whatnot.
Bro, it kind of feels like that whole thing from Metal Gear, from the Metal Gear meme, you know? Hey, Senator, why don't you back it up with a source? And he's like, the source is that I made it the fuck up. Like, absolutely no proofs whatsoever about the inefficacy of that particular weapon. And then you see American troops, like all sorts of different American troops, from like tank crews to like paratroopers, ordinary infantrymen, engineers, rear echelon troops, everyone using things like the grease guns and the M1 carbines. And like, people don't really complain about that at least not at the same level than the Brazilian troops would complain about this thing. And I was like, nah, bro, you guys don't know what is good. You guys don't have good taste.
The one main issue with the M1 carbine are the magazines. That has a big flaw with it. They're very flimsy.
Yeah, the thing rattles. That thing kind of rattles a bit in mag. Well, after a good amount of shots placed through there.
It's
30
not
carbine is proprietary, just a specialized type of round, of course. So yep, I only know of one other
Gun that uses it?
gun that used 30 carbine, which I do believe is the M1A1 actually, which is rechambered in 30 carbine. The Thompson 30 carbine. It's the only other gun that I know back in World War II that used that, aside from the M1 carbine itself.
I never even heard about the Tommy gun chambered in 30 carbine. Also, hi to Tour, welcome me Frenchy boy. We're gonna be talking about the Mass 36 and the Label 1886 in a couple of minutes to Tour. So if you want to stop by and hang around and just like, you know, have a nice time, just be my guest, bro. Enjoy your time here. Volvos are amazing. That's the thing. But then Brazilians have bad thing. Use the show shot. That's more reliable. We actually, what was the rating that we gave the show shot? Like a C tier?
I thought it was D.
No, it was a C tier.
We'll need to check onto the tier list.
It would
again,
be a
and-
D tier if it was the American 30-06 chambered one. But we gave the overall kit of the 8mm and the 30-06, we gave it a C tier. But I am weird. I like old stuff and bad stuff, so I like the show shot. It's a gun that lives rent free in my head.
And the Owen.
He hates you.
No, that one doesn't have space in my head. That one doesn't
Well,
deserve
I mean,
space
we're-
in my head.
Well,
Wait a minute. So this one right here, is this like a... No, this is the 15 round mag, right?
Yeah. They did eventually
Yep.
develop a 30-round magazine and the M2 carbine, which
Oh no,
full
this is a
auto.
different weapon. And this is like an
No, that's the
airsoft
airsoft.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know that they also had this thing right here Oh my God! Why it has a Picatinny rail? Get the fuck out of here!
So that's what we call a universal carbine. That's a civilian production.
That is horrible.
Yeah.
I refuse to address that. I will address this one right here, which is this schematics right here. They look very nice. I absolutely love the paratrooper version. Like it just looks cool, bro.
It does. I heard the paratrooper stocks are very wobbly, which is why they stopped using them.
Probably.
Yeah, the one with the folding the folding stock one, the M1A1.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if you wanted to LARP as an American paratrooper, back during like Operation Market Garden and whatnot, I definitely have the M1 carbine as like on my LARPing.
Highest
uniform.
regard. Highest regard.
Oh,
yeah. The
That's a
show
little more
shot
of a
is
folding
beautiful. The show shot, I think it looks weird, but it's a beautiful weird. It's not an ugly weird. But
It's like, how these immense productions of these things carried out even past World War II, with the M2 carbine and whatnot, and like quite literally during Vietnam, I do believe the AVRN were also armed with.
They were still using the M1, yeah. Maybe
Well,
maybe they
it was
were
the M2.
the
M1,
M2, yeah. I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Which I think we do have. I think we do have an M2 around here somewhere. This is not the M2.
The M2 is just full auto, and they did develop 30-round mags.
Yeah,
the 30-round mags are interchangeable. So
yeah, it's this longer mag right here, as in this one, but with the capability of a full auto firing.
Yeah.
So imagine this thing without a Picatinny rail and sight, of course. I really like these things. I think they are very neat. I think that the fact that the majority of like industries in America could produce something so simple as this is like absolutely amazing. And of course, it's not gonna offer you the same sort of firepower than the M1 Garand, but you know, like if you are depending on the sort of engagement that you are facing, you don't really need like a huge cartridge like a 30-06. Like something smaller is just as effective, and you're gonna have like a bigger capacity. The gun will be smaller, definitely way like lighter than an M1 Garand. So it's just like a good gun. It's a workhorse. It's a workhorse.
Danjo in your chat said chamber in 22. You know, in all honesty, I wouldn't really mind this being in 22. If you want to just have like a fun time at the range for plane shooting on this stuff, it does look like a plane shooting range.
Yeah, it does.
In all honesty,
It
you know,
does.
have fun out there on the range with your family. You know, you can have like a smaller version of these things for the kids and
For the kids,
whatnot.
exactly.
Like, yeah,
Junior M1 carbine. Exactly.
It's very fitting. I'm not gonna lie. No, wait, no, not 22 LR. Wait.
22 short?
What kind of 22 are we talking about here, Danjo? Oh boy.
But
I mean,
the M1 carbine was originally
22
built to be
Spitfire.
a quote-unquote PDW, personal defense weapon for like vehicle crews and stuff like that. So,
if I do recall correctly, just because these things are so massively produced, you have a massive astronomical amount of them still left over, even long after wartime.
They are not expensive at all. I think nowadays in America you can get like a nice M1 carbine for like a little bit over 1,000 maybe.
That's expensive. That's expensive. Original production, they're very, very, very expensive. World War II production, original was very expensive. It's almost as expensive as M1 Garand.
But that's the thing. We've came across Garands that had like a certificate of authenticity from like World War II reports and whatnot that were ranging like maybe $1,500, 1.5, 1.7
No,
thousand.
2,500. Those go for 2,500.
We remember, Louis, we came across like 1 or 2 Garans that even had like the certificate, the whole thing, like they were like World War II produced weapons, like used weapons. I mean, I don't know if they were used, but they were definitely produced in World War II, and they were like less than 2,000. During those gun broker streams that we did.
Yeah, we did actually come across one of those with legitimate certificate.
I remember that.
But yeah, CMP is certification of authenticity.
Yeah, those.
Yeah, mine was produced in World War II. It's a 43 production. So we'll talk about it when we get to the Garand.
Yeah.
I do believe I also discussed this with Danjo before, but they had so many of these M1 carbines that they kind of theoretically they would try to sell the military tried to sell these in civilian markets and also to police enforcers, and they because enforcing on regulations on carbines around this time, I think it was like in the 70s, I believe, they came out with a pistol version of the M1 called the M1 Enforcer carbine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so this was a thing to be sold in civilian markets at the time, around 77, I believe, up to later.
They were just trying to get rid of these things. They had way too many of them.
Yeah, there was way too many in surplus. The warehouses are literally filled to the brim with them, so they had to do something about all these leftovers. So why not have them as a pistol in the civilian market, and theoretically in the police. But no police agency actually took those, so yeah, civilians only did. So let's just say, like, oh, these kids nowadays, you got your Draco 56 and all that stuff. Well,
Draco
we'll tell
AKs.
you, we'll show you Grandpa's version of the Draco.
Exactly.
And then you get the M1
thing, bro.
carbine.
And we gotta remember that I don't know if it was the M1 or the M2, but it was the first one that got introduced with that. Was it a night vision scope?
Yeah, it's an infrared night vision scope.
Yeah.
Oh, the vampire.
Very bulky shit.
Gen 1 night vision.
Yeah.
That's the thing that you need to use a fucking car battery to power up.
Bro, imagine dragging around with you something that weighs like, I don't know, like 20 pounds in your back. Oh, it's your backpack. No, it's a fucking car battery to power the site.
Yeah, but you have night vision, therefore you're better than everyone else. It's like today, if you don't have night vision, well, why even try bothering lopping, loser?
You filthy peasant. Or
Danjo said 22 Spitfire. Oh wait, I think I know the cartridge you're talking about.
Which cartridge is that one?
Okay, so think about the 5.7 by 28 and the 30 carbine having a love child and whatnot. You would come with the 22 Spitfire. Yeah, I think you probably might want to take a look at that thing. 5.7 Spitfire.
So it's like small. Spitfire. It's like small, but no, 22 Spitfire.
The diameter of the casing is supposedly that of a 30 carbine, while the bullet itself is molded in a shape that is almost kind of like something similar to 5.7.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. .22 Spitfire. So
it's
you'll see these three.
Pointy. Oh yeah. Oh, it's very close to 30 carbine.
The casing itself, the amount of grit that you put in there is the same thing you have from 30 carbine. The bullet itself is supposed to be shaped a little bit more like the 5.7, so it's supposed to have it's supposed to go faster and whatnot, with more chances of armor penetrating, just the way how it's shaped.
It's a neck down 30 carbine with a 5.7 bullet.
So yeah, again, it is a love child between the 5.7 and 30 carbine. So you have that. You have your 22 Spitfire or 5.7 Johnson.
5.7 Johnson. I love how we put Spitfire there, and there was a bunch of like Spitfire planes. But yeah, like I'm not gonna beat around the bush with this thing right here, and I am going to be completely biased with the carbine. this for me is an S rank weapon. I don't care
I agree
whatever
with
you
that. I'd
guys
say
say, but it's gonna live in S rank in my heart.
Yeah, S.
I still say S. Yeah.
Like, look,
I have no objections at all.
and I would say that for me, you know, I'm gonna. Everyone knows that. Like, I'm not a huge guy. I'm a short king. You know what? My arms are not that long and whatnot. So a Garand for me would be a little tricky, but a carbine for me would be like just perfect. Like perfect. So
I want to
yeah,
have fun
absolutely.
time at this range, and I want to fire a World War II weapon. This probably be like
Mhm.
the closest thing I'd probably grab. Just like say like, okay, we're at the range, and we brought a majority of these World War II weapons in here. Pick anything you want, start shooting. We don't give a shit. It's just a normal range day. I
Yeah.
grabbed the 30 carbine first.
Yeah, I'll probably do that. Either that or the grease gun, or the BAR. I would say that like World War II weaponry for me, like those three are my top three. I don't even care.
MG42.
Even today, we still got a good majority of these carbines around. Do me a favor and look up the SP1 carbine.
SP1.
Yep, SP1.
SP1, not carbine. Oh, not the Volkswagen.
No.
No, that's an AR. What do you mean?
Oh, wait, no, not that. Hold on a second. Give me a second. I did cover this on the gun of the day before. It's basically M1 carbine that is rechambered in 9mm. A company.
Oh.
And again, it's meant for range shooting, plain shooting, and whatnot. Sorry about that.
No, don't worry about that, bro. A little nuclear reactor for night vision, exactly. Fingers crossed no one will shoot your small, tiny, portable nuclear reactor in your back. So you don't scatter shit all around the battlefield. Oh, and they even have like modern companies like remanufacturing these things as well.
Yeah, universal carbines.
Yeah.
The ones with the
How much is one of these things?
Universal carbine goes anywhere from 750 to
1,000?
900 or 1,000, depending on the maker. Their quality can be iffy, but original World War II carbines go for like $2,000, 1,500 sometimes. Yeah.
I would totally go for like a wish.com version of it. Like, it's fine if you would just want to have like this experience of shooting something like this, you know. If you want to own a part of history, then you should go for like an original one. But if not, you know, just go with like a reproduction, and you're gonna have as much fun with a fraction of the price.
Oh, found it.
Where?
It
What is?
It is the Chiappa M19.
Chiappa.
Chiappa M19, yeah, the Mexican produced carbine. Yeah, I remember those. Those.
Yep.
Oh my god, they look horrible. I feel now nauseated.
I mean, it's just a normal M1 carbine.
No, it's not. Like, that magazine looks weird. No, I'm gonna have nightmares.
9mm. It's just a 9mm.
I'm melting. Nah, bro. I would rather buy a reproduction of it. Even though this is a Chiappa one. What sort of... Is that a proprietary magazine?
Yeah, I think that's a proprietary magazine there.
Oh.
For a time, I thought that was I thought that looked like a Glock mag.
Nah, bro.
But
they,
yeah,
even the original mags are like the fuck.
here's the thing, because 9mm is so prolific and easy to get your hands on and all that stuff, I wouldn't mind like, oh, if I can't be able to get my hands on 30 carbine and whatnot, and like, hey, I got a bunch of 9mm
No,
to
no, I
go with, then
completely
okay,
understand.
fine.
I completely
I want my range
understand.
day and I need to shoot it.
When it comes to the logistics, but is it like, okay, now I think this one is a little bit more towards going towards Snake. Is 30 carbine that hard to come across like nowadays?
Not hard, but it's more expensive.
Yeah,
Like how much? Like 30
There's-
cents around? Because you guys are like, oh, it's more expensive. And then you guys are used to pay like 20 cents around, and then you guys have to pay 30, and then you're like, oh, it's more expensive.
Well, I mean, let's see how much 5.56 is going for right now.
Well, I mean, like, to modern
I'm
day
gonna go to the
standards with
bathroom in a
availability.
minute.
Alright, so the cheapest brass for 5.56 is 40 cents round. Let's see 30 carbine here.
I mean, like, to modern day standards with the availability of conventional ammo and whatnot, I'd say 30 carbine would be the less common, like less available, because
yeah,
well, it's not really used in much applications aside from up in the range or maybe hunting, probably
varmints, and maybe a little bit of personal defense, because there's some debate of whether 30 carbine will make it's a good balance between 5.56, 9mm, 12 gauge, and
yeah. In all honesty, I'd see the 30 carbine to have well, at least today, to have a place more in the hunting scene.
Yeah, as a varmint gun for like coyotes and maybe wild.
Maybe your woods gun probably ish,
But,
if you want to. I mean, but
I mean, I can see M1 carbine being a decent enough home defense weapon and being a good balance between 9mm pistol caliber and 5.56. But
you want antiquity, yeah.
yeah. But cheapest 30 carbine on the market is 65 cents a round.
65 cents
65 cents around, yeah.
right.
That's like what,
Right,
like
so let's say you have a whole entire box of 30 of those things.
They come in boxes of 50. And the price is 32 is like 33 bucks per box of 50.
Oh my god, shut the fuck up. You guys are
That's
so lucky.
expensive. Pre-2020, that would be unheard of.
I mean, to modern day standard, again, they're less quantity of them because it's only down to one applicate. Well, a few applications nowadays is usually hunting or just a range day scene.
I mean,
So,
and they
again,
also
you won't see them in police. You will not see them in military anymore. They've already done their time. So
you can make them police. They'll be decent home defense guns. I mean, because 30 carbines in between 5.56 and pistol calibers and whatnot.
Bro, I'm sorry. If you put like 5.30 carbine in someone's chest when they are trying to invade your home, that will be very effective.
Yeah. Well, the reason why is you don't have to worry about as much of a penetration with like 5.56 compared to like 5.56.
Oh yeah, definitely. I again like why. Fuck. I really like this thing.
We did agree that it's gonna be on S, so
yeah. So let's put this thing on S already before I venture even further.
Go on another tangent.
Yeah, we got a lot of rifles to sort out, dude. And we know you love this thing, but
yeah,
okay, we're limited time here.
The problem is this. Okay, this next one is the 1917 Enfield.
Okay.
Not the 1903, the 1917.
So the 1917 is actually based off an Enfield design. And was mostly used in World War I. It was used a little bit in World War II. But it never really saw any modification after World War I. It's just a big long rifle. With
why did the US? Because I know that the ones that were used by the US, like the Enfields that were used by the US in World War I, they were cheaper in 30-06. Why did they choose to go with the 1903 instead of the 17 for like marksman stuff?
the 1903 was because after post World War One, the 1903 had been ramped up in production. The 1917 was just primarily a stopgap rifle until
Oh, I
U.S.
see.
production of the 1903 ramped up. That's pretty much the reason why. And
Oh,
at that
I
point,
see.
in 1943, the U.S. modified or modernized the 1903 to the 1903A standard with a rear aperture sight and a better stock. But the 1917 was primarily used in World War One. I don't know how much action it saw in World War Two. Well, I mean, it's a good overall rifle, but it's just a very long rifle, especially when you compare it to like 1903, K98, and other stuff. I get if we're talking about rating it, I give it a B.
B? Really?
E.
I don't know.
Don't really know that too much about this one, so I'd probably give it a B. I'll take Snek's word for it.
I would give it a C just because I don't know, this thing doesn't offer like anything special under the sun, and like I said, like it wasn't pretty.
I mean, there are later variants that were present in World War II that Enfield, pretty much took from this and made better in design. So, yeah.
I mean, it has a rear aperture sight, and it holds 6 rounds instead of 5.
Oh yeah, this one is a 6th one. I keep forgetting about this.
So there's that. It has rear aperture sight, which is nice, but other than that, doesn't.
It's pretty run of the mill, like bolt action rifle in like full size cartridge of World War One and World War Two. Like perfect for trench warfare, but a little. I think we can say that bolt action rifles, when it comes to World War Two, and you have like all of those like semi-automatic and automatic guns, you have everything from BARs to submachine guns, and even a good amount of self-loading rifles. Bolt action rifles were already like kind of a obsolete thing. They are effective, they are useful, but it's like if you can have like a semi-auto, like why would you go with a bolt action?
Oh, this is actually kind of something really interesting. I just looked up on the military wiki about these things. Okay.
What they were the most commonly issued rifle for U.S. troops in World War One?
No.
Oh
not
yeah, but that is actually true too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also true. But there's in World War II section here on the description, it says, perhaps due to M1 Garand shortages at the start of the war, the M1917 was also issued to artillerymen early in the war, and both mortarmen and artillerymen carried the M1917 in North Africa. Lieutenant Colonel Charles E. Peterson, a major in the 101st Airborne in Normandy action, reported seeing more of these rifles issued to rear echelon U.S. troops in France during World War II. Another thing worth noting about the M1917 is that it was also issued in the Philippine Commonwealth Army and Philippine Constabulary.
Yeah, so it served as a rear echelon rifle and police rifle.
Yeah.
Let's see, aside from the Philippines, the M17 even found its ways into Japanese police forces' hands. Oh, okay.
Bruh.
It was a police rifle and a rear echelon rifle in World War II. So,
imagine using whatever the fuck you can get your hands on. So you guys still think it's a B weapon?
Yes.
I'd still say it's B. Oh shit.
What else do we have in B
a little
here?
bit.
What?
Apparently, last sentence here, Filipino soldiers and local guerrillas had seen more use of this in the liberation of the Philippine Islands from the Japanese.
No.
Well,
okay, like you guys. Yeah, maybe it deserves more credit than I'm giving it. Okay, let's go with B then.
B.
Yeah, I'll say B.
B. Oh, okay. The next contestant is one that I know it sparks a lot of passion in a lot of people out there, especially World War II enthusiasts. The series of Lee Enfield rifles and carbines You know, I know that these things had like a wide variety of different models, you know, Mark 1, 2, 3, all the way to like what, Mark 4 during World War
Yeah.
II. So I think we can kind of put all of them together because there were like improvements and whatnot, but overall it's pretty much the same weapon. So we're talking
And
about a
B for the Lee Enfield already, just off the get-go.
you think the Lee Enfield deserves the same spot as the Enfield?
It depends on the model.
I think I would give it an A because
Yeah, an A.
for the longest time, and like bear in mind, I'm bringing
Oh, wait,
this.
what variation is this one specifically? The picture that you got right
I
now.
have no fucking idea, bro. I got these pictures
There's
like
way too many of them.
over a year ago. I don't really know.
Rip.
Yeah, but I think the
I
most
get-
prolific one would be the Mark III Enfield during
Mark
World
III
War II. It might be
yeah.
the same.
Yeah, most. So Britain and Canada had the
Yeah,
what
it's
was
the
it?
Mark III Enfield, the
Had
one that
the
I got.
Had the number 2 Mark 4, while most Commonwealth forces had the Mark 3 here with the nose cap.
Yeah. I do really like these things. It's kind of funny because for the longest period of time, when I was, you know, I mean, since I first started being a gun enthusiast, I would hear people praising this thing to hell and back. And then like more recently, I've seen some people saying that, well, these rifles were not as good as people think they are and whatnot. But I mean, just for the fact that you can load this thing with twice the amount of ammo that any Axis rifle under the sun, pretty much, I think it already offers like a good advantage. And I mean, these things, they are famous for having like good bolt actions. It is well,
yeah,
smooth.
Yeah,
very
smooth.
quick action.
Very quick as well. It is very well known that, you know, British troopers would train to be able to fire this thing like very fast. They even had like a special technique to hold like to fire the trigger with the middle finger and hold the bolt with the index finger and their thumb.
And the thumb.
Yeah.
Yeah, the bridging, bridge or bridging technique.
And then
yeah,
the
and then oh yeah, the Mad Minute is fun to do. Very fun competition. Who can do the Mad Minute much better?
Lee Enfield. I think that wasn't the second version of the no, I think it was just the Enfield rifle was the bullpup one that kind of became that other Enfield bullpup like after, what was it, like during the 50s or 60s?
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're Enfields. It was a bullpup.
Yeah, it's the bullpup in the 60s or something.
I think I know what the one you're talking about.
Yeah.
And the first time I've seen that was in the first Black Ops.
Yeah, exactly. Me too, bro. Me too.
Yeah, I remember that as that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Danjo says if the Lee Enfield was so cool, how come there isn't Lee Enfield 2?
Well, there's a bunch of
The
variants of the Lee
sequel.
Enfield.
I wouldn't mind there being a sequel of this thing. I don't got any gripe with this rifle.
Yeah, like I absolutely, I like it. I like the design of this thing. And again, I think if there is a weapon that is, there is a couple of weapons that are symbol of Axis forces. Oh, fuck, not Axis, sorry, Allied forces in World War II. I think the Lee Enfield is one of them, because this thing fought pretty much everywhere with the Brits and the Commonwealth forces. You know, Canadians had this shit. Some Poles, when they were fighting in the ground, they were using this thing when they were fighting under British forces. You have the British forces, the Indian forces, like the colonial troops and whatnot.
There you go. There's a good picture of all the Enfield variants.
You know,
wait, which one? This one.
If I do recall correctly, I did look this up from the Royal Collection Trust. But if I do recall correctly, back in World War II, T.E. Lawrence, or Lawrence of Arabia, he ran a Lee Enfield.
Neat.
No,
Yeah.
they like pretty much every single one of the British troops that would go anywhere in the world, they would be using these things.
Yeah, but Britain and Canada used the number 3 Mark IV, if I remember, the one without the nose cap, and Commonwealth forces used the one above that.
Oh.
So I heard the one without the nose cap is a little bit smoother than the one above it, but not by much. It also has a rear aperture sight.
I'll tell you what.
Oh, you're talking about starting from this one right here, right?
Yeah.
So this one would be the Mark III.
Let me look it up.
Ooh, I'm looking at your stream right
I'm
now.
not super familiar at all these
With
because
Enfields.
Britain with the Lee Enfield came up with a bunch of Mark. Okay, so it's a number 1. So the rifle without the nose cap is the rifle number 4, and the rifle above it is the number 1 Mark V.
Jesus Christ, they are so messy with their models. Like, why?
Yeah, you see why this would confuse me?
No, yeah, like
Because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
You either choose, bro. Either you go with number or mark. Like, pick your fucking poison.
Yeah.
But again, going back to like the qualities of the rifle, you have pretty much double the amount of the amount of shots that any other Axis a soldier would have. These things have had a good bolt action. They were accurate. They had like sniper variants for these things as well that were very prolific in the battlefield. Like we can see right here, one with like the original, maybe original scope. This is a number 4 Mark 1. But yeah, I don't think it's B for British. Yeah, I think this one deserves an A. Like this thing, it contributed a lot for the war effort, and it was a very effective weapon.
Yeah, wait, no, that's not jungle.
And you have the jungle carbines as well that look like pretty cool.
That's also in Hot Dogs Grenades. Have a fun time shooting that one.
Wait, why? Oh,
what?
Just to have fun.
Well,
I love using it.
Oh yeah.
The jungle carbines just have a lot of recoil because they're carbines and they're shooting a full rifle.
Yeah, shorter barrel and whatnot though, but they're still fun to shoot.
Yeah. I like this thing. I think it deserves like a solid A. What do you guys think?
Yeah, we've all agreed A.
I'd say A.
All right, so
that's... one more remark to this. In all honesty, I actually would see this in a steampunk setting. Not gonna lie to you, I can actually see this rifle being, because it's like the Mark III.
It definitely looks a little bit more, let's say, technologic advanced if compared to something like a Car 98 or a 1903 Springfield.
I think like this. Just look at the bolt itself. Yeah, I can really eye about like 7+ components, individual moving components on that thing.
Yeah.
So it's pretty busy in its mechanics. Not gonna lie to you on that one. So.
Yeah,
which
but it's not busy as in a way that would make the thing like way too expensive, way too complicated to manufacture or to maintain, like German weapons. So yeah. Now talking about something that was a little bit of a groundbreaking, we have the SVT-40, the Soviet SVT-40, SVT-40. I do really like this thing as well. Oh, this is a very small picture, unfortunately. Here we have a Russian soldier, a Red Army soldier with an SVT-40 with a bayonet, which I think it's pretty cool as well. I think it was the should we say that this thing, along with the Garand, was like one of the first widely adopted semi-automatic rifles of the world?
It was the standard for semi-auto rifles at that time. Again, when you think about semi-auto rifles in World War II, things you'll think about is the M1 Garand, the Gewehr 43, and of course the SVT 40. So, yeah, very effective in its design. Was it really was it issued a lot? Well, not as much as you think.
I mean, I think how many were produced? Like 2 million?
Yeah, or somewhere around there.
Yeah.
I'll need to look this up again though. But I'd say again, quite prolific in the designated marksman role and whatnot. You'll definitely see marksmen be using these.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Main issues with it were magazine compatibility between rifles and the cartridges used. Same issue with the Lee Enfield is it uses a rimmed cartridge, which made it harder to load. You can have rim lock pretty easily.
Mm-hmm.
But this one is still uses like the 7.62x54R, right?
Yeah, R for rimmed.
Mm-hmm.
It uses a rimmed cartridge like the Mosin gun.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Overall, I think that this thing, I would say that maybe it saw not more service, but like more notoriety during World War II in the hands of like Russian sharpshooters, like Russian snipers, than actually in the hands of like infantrymen. It does pack like quite a punch. It offers like a good amount of superior firepower if compared to, you know, like especially compared with a Mosin again, you know, between a Mosin and this thing, I would choose this thing any day of the week. Because, you know, at least when it comes to the Gewehr 43 and the Kar 98, you had like a very good bolt action rifle and a semi-auto rifle that had some flaws. In the Mosin, like the Mosin is not even close when it comes to quality to the Kar 98.
Yeah.
So between this and a Mosin, I would choose this any day of the week, even though you might have to deal with like malfunctioning and whatnot.
Some sort of misfires. And,
Yeah.
Yeah, but at least I'm not dealing with the fucking
Garbage
muscling of the
bolt.
bolt of a fucking Mosin.
Yeah.
I
But,
mean, it's a
like-
good overall rifle. It served very well.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good. The gas system was good enough that the Germans copied it. So
I almost forgot about this. You gotta remember this thing was actually copied in order to make the 43. So, you know, oh, this is a very interesting picture. It might not be like I don't know if this is a World War II picture, because we do have here like a wide amount of Russian soldiers, pretty much every single one of them using the SVTs. Like we have a DP right here kind of doing a bomb shot, but
if
pretty
World
much
War
it.
II didn't get kicked off, most of the Soviet army would have had the SVT 40 equipped.
yeah, I do. Oh my god, why?
That looks like it. Viet Cong did it.
Why, bro?
To
You should've
make it
just-
to make it more compact with stock. They even gave it looks like a 20-round magazine. Everything else we have at home.
Mom, I want AK-47. No, we have AK-47 at home. AK-47 at home.
Somebody clip this shit.
Jesus Christ. How are you guys supposed to...
I mean, to be fair, that is pretty creative, the Viet Cong, because they developed an entire new receiver for that out of sheet metal, a stock. That's actually kind of impressive.
Snake.
And they even developed a
Snake.
20-round magazine.
Snake.
Yes.
He's easily
Sometimes
impressed.
it's better not to be creative, bro. This is one of
this
those
is
cases.
impressive. You should be impressed by this.
No, bro. I am
I'm not,
impressed
I'm
with
not
how
gonna say
shitty
anything.
it looks.
They even developed a chest rig for it. Look at that chest rig. That's a nice
Bro.
looking chest rig with that
Bro.
leather.
You turn... fucking hell, like...
I'm looking at the stream right
Look,
now, man.
Bro,
You
you
can see
turn...
it so hard right
Oh
now.
no, I'm watching
You turn this... You turn this... into this.
I thought at hindsight, I thought it was like a Kyber Pass SVT.
Yeah, so did I. But no, it's Vietcong.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, it's
Pass
cool.
material.
It's cool. The stock probably running away
No,
in the
it's not
jungles,
cool,
which is why they
bro. Get the
developed
fuck
it.
out of
It
here.
is cool.
It's cool. Jesus Christ. Hating my...
Now,
my...
if Bubba did that, then it wouldn't be cool. But because it's Vietcong, it's cool.
What?
Yeah.
Nah, like that's a skill issue.
Nah.
I'm gonna give the SVT. I'm gonna give the SVT a tier at least.
Yeah. A.
At
A,
least.
yeah.
I refuse to give it an S tier because it's a communist weapon, but I will give it an A tier.
Well, that and also had its it was also unreliable in some aspects of it as well. It didn't prove to be more. Actually, it didn't prove to have improvement over the Mosin though in terms of like marksmanship and long range effectiveness. But again,
But more bullets.
that's pretty much all I got going.
Counterpoint. More bullets.
I do believe that individual by the name of Lady Death. What's her name?
Ludmila
Pavlichenko?
Pavlichenko?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pavlichenko. She took a picture holding an SVT 40 in its sniper configuration.
Lyudmila Pavlichenko.
No, it's Pavlichenko.
No, not husband. Get the fuck out of here. Fuck I went with their husband. That's a Mosin. Is this an SVT? Yeah, that's an SVT, right?
Yeah, that's SVT.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Oh, here it is. This one is even better. I gotta say, they were fucking commies, but the Russians were very badass in World War II.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I still think that MacArthur should have nuked them after the war, but that's a different thing.
Well.
All right.
Oh my God.
All right.
Let's go for the next one. The Volkssturmgewehr, I don't know, VG5?
The Volkssturm rifle?
Yeah, the Volkssturmgewehr.
I've actually
how the
seen Jonathan Ferguson cover this.
Volkssturmgewehr. Yeah, that thing. Come on, Google, give me a break. Yeah, this thing right here.
It's not the Folk.
VG15.
Pretty much a sheet metal gas capit system.
This is a lesser known semi-auto rifle.
But
Well,
wasn't
it
this
was
thing
full
using like not Car
wasn't.
98? Wasn't this thing using like STG 44 like mags?
Yeah, it takes STG 44 mags, and it's pretty much sheet metal.
I would say
And
that it
plywood.
kind of feels like the VK 3000, was it 3008?
Yeah, the 3008, but
It looks like
it's
this,
not-
but firing 792 Kurtz.
and it uses different bolt system and gas system entirely. But I mean, it's a last-ditch rifle. It did decent enough. I give it a C.
Yeah.
You got 30 rounds.
I'd still give it a C though because this is a lesser known rifle.
It's something that they tried to manufacture like in the late part of the war with like the bare minimum stuff required to make like a a weapon works like properly, and to arm like the last guys that were available to try and defend Germany from like Soviets and Americans, you know, like you would arm everything from elderly people to kids with things like this. And
I mean, this is literally like what they're able to make out of their final last resources of industrial materials and all that stuff. So they don't have much to work with, and the Allies were just knocking out their doorstep, and so they only had to work with what is left, because everything else that was outside of Germany is already claimed or taken from the Allies, and like, you know, a majority of those things were sent out of Germany to fight over there.
This is an interesting image. Let's ditch. Yeah.
There you go, see?
Gustav Volkssturmgewehr, the Steyr Volkssturmkarabiner. I am butchering German, I know. The Walter Volkssturmgewehr.
Oh my god, what is that at the bottom?
An SMG.
Maschinenpistole.
They got the bottom is PPSH 43 we have at home.
Oh, no, bro. This thing is like Louie we have at home, but like time travel.
I mean, it seems like he snatched up the barrel of almost like a PPSH. Yeah. Well, at least the overall look of it. It's not as big.
At least the barrel shroud, anyway.
Oh my god, this is just like minimum.
It is horrible, bro.
I like how they use the pistol grip and the stock are the same.
The same angle, like fuck it.
No, they're legit the same pipe.
Am I holding it from here or am I holding it from there?
Well, the part that has the trigger on it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I don't know, it just looks identical, but yeah, we're digressing on that thing, on the Volkssturmgewehr. Yep. So,
well,
where
that's
do we say
what happens. That's what happens when you go to wars against America and Russia at the same time. You kind of ran out of materials, bro. Yeah, I think I would go with C as well. I don't think it was bad enough to be sitting at other garbage, but yeah, it's not nothing to write home about.
Oh god, the Lebel.
1886 Lebel, which was no, get the fuck out of here. You're not gonna put the Lebel at D tier.
Outdated within 2 years of it being put into service.
Bro, it was obsolete, but bro, hear me out.
I'll give it.
Patton would carry cold single action armies in his fucking holster while he was in the war zone.
Yeah, he was a general.
I know,
this is a tube-fed rifle.
What?
It was outdated 2 years after adoption.
Yeah, to standards of that time, they're tube-fed cartridges, especially with the bullets touching literally that of the primer. There is a little bit iffy of
well, actually, the French actually came up with a clever system where the bullet tips were actually just touched below the primers. Pretty neat. But either way,
but like imagine just moving that thing around and like eventually banging it.
No, and you gotta remember that with these two magazine guns, especially like a full size rifle like that, the more you shoot, the less balance this thing has. So yeah, I'm not gonna come here and say that it's a good weapon or that it is like on par with the other bolt action rifles from like World War II, but like if you analyze the Lebel by what the Lebel is, it's not a bad rifle. It served pretty well in World War I.
It was outdated in World War I. It was outdated 2 years after development.
In all honesty, I'd say that's C talk to me.
Outdated.
I feel the French pain. I feel the French pain.
Rifle good for 2 years. It's standardized on smokeless powder. That's it.
All right. Between an Enfield and a Lebel, will you still choose the Enfield?
Yes.
Yes.
Nah, bruh.
Enfield has greater capacity, is easier to load, is not tube fed.
And you can't be able to feed. You can't be able to feed a label with a stripper.
Oh,
clip,
stripper.
like an
Yeah, you're right about that one. You cannot. But then you have 8 rounds in the label.
The Enfield carries 10.
I guess.
No, not the Lee Enfield. The Enfield, the 1917.
The 1917 is still better.
Okay, I'm gonna put this thing at Charlie then.
You can still use stripper clip on that thing, right?
Yes.
The M7, yeah.
The M17, yeah. I just
Still
think
better.
that it's old. Again, like I said, just because you have a Walter and a Luger. Wait, what?
Oh no, I'm just saying. From me, it's C, and that's as generous I can be.
It's C. I agree. Also, hi Jean, bonne nuit, mon ami. I don't know why did I said anything in French. I think it's because I was looking at the label. Welcome. Tonight we are here, me, Mr. Louie, straight from the Philippines, and Mr. Snake, straight from America, the gunland. We are taking a look at some bolt action and semi-auto rifles from World War II. Cancerous Wario, shut the fuck up, Pot.
Label D.
The label is it's a decent one. Get the fuck out of
No,
here.
it's not.
It is.
Fed.
Too fat. Like, what is the issue with it? If you brought like a
cartridge,
bro.
compared to a Mosin, I can just fit 5 rounds in
Nah,
there.
bro, you're not gonna say that the Mosin is better than the label. Get the fuck out of
here.
here. Nah, get the fuck. That shitty ass boat that you fire like 3 rounds and then that thing starts like catching on you. Nah, bro, get the fuck out of here.
I mean, I'd still be putting it in C because again, the French forces need to have like a common rifle.
They had the Hamas 36 at that point.
But that's the problem.
Wait. The label was
distributing a majority of them.
Yeah, the label was mainly issued to colonial troops.
It's okay. Well, again, they're still distributed and they're still in circulation. If they have the shortage of the other rifle that you mentioned, so okay,
yeah,
fine.
They were
it's
like
still
rear axial and stuff.
They also the French also developed was it the Berthier 15.
No, those things were like no, I don't think they were older. You're talking about like the
Berthier 9315, the one that came out in 1893, and then was later further developed in 1915 with a 5-round in-block clip.
Oh yeah, you're talking about the Mousqueton, the Mousqueton.
No, the Berthier.
Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about. They started with 3-round and then they went to 5-round, right?
Yeah, because they realized that the label was lacking. There we go.
No, yeah.
1907, 1915, yeah.
The label definitely deserves like I don't think it deserves anything. When it comes to like World War II scenario, I don't think it deserves anything above C. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now the next one, I don't really know if this one is I don't know if it's the Carcano or the mainly her M95. It's one of the two. Wait, give me a minute. Carcano rifle. I need to. I don't think that is a.
We need to. Well, I need to actually see the image.
No,
can you
yeah,
put that image in the?
Yeah, but it's kind of small, and I don't know where the fuck did I put that particular. I think I erased the folder with that image.
It's a Carcano nonetheless. I can definitely see the general silhouette of that. So.
No, but like the magazine area right here doesn't look. It's similar to a Carcano. I think this one might be the Carcano.
By any chance, did I give you that image? by any chance?
No. I like when I did this list, like I didn't even knew you. Okay, so it's one of these two right here. One of them is the Carcano, and one of the other one is the Mannlicher, like M95, like the straight bull boat one, which I think this one is the Mannlicher, and this one is the Carcano, because otherwise, like, the boat wouldn't tip like upwards, right? If it's a straight bull boat. So let's say that this one is the Carcano. So we're talking about the Italian Carcano. And its wide variety of like different varieties and like the two different calibers that they had, you know, the JFK special, like I like to call, for specific reasons. Yeah, I think it's literally this
I think
image.
I see the same image here when, yeah, I'm seeing the same image here. So the Carcano M1891?
Yeah, probably. This one is the longer one, and it's the older one. Yeah. So they had the M38 after. Yeah. So yeah, well,
oh my god,
but
girl's front line of Carcano M1891.
Where? Send it.
Really nice. Okay,
wait.
Can I put it in this chat?
Girls. No, I'm gonna look here. Girls frontline.
Carcano M1891.
We should be rating the girls' frontline versions of these guns too.
She's very decorated in her design. Wow.
Oh, she's very flamboyant.
Decorated though, it's not bad. Not bad.
She looks nice. She looks nice.
I do like that, and it's a sniper configuration.
Next stream, we're gonna be rating the girls from girls' frontline.
Oh hell yeah! Hey, Anjo, if you hear, you get you hear that?
The weaves assemble.
I think.
But yeah, I think we can talk about both the full length rifle and like the cavalry carbines. Wait, what? Oh my god. Yeah, I need to hydrate, otherwise I'm gonna have a headache because of the booze.
Fuck it, I'm gonna hydrate too.
Sip.
So, these things, they were produced in what, like it was like 635 Carcano?
Yeah.
And then they had like a 7 something variant,
they had, like,
right?
They had 7mm, but they kind of gave up on transitioning to 7mm because they couldn't get the production numbers up because World War II started, so they just stuck with 6.5.
Yeah. They kind of had both, like, I don't think Italian logistics were very fun back then, you know, like having to deal with two different major caliber for your rifles. But these guns, I think the nice part is that, especially these cavalry carbine versions with the underfold bayonet, you can find these things for very cheap in America nowadays. You can get your hands in one of these things for like $200.
Yeah, $250. You just can't get the ammo. You can't find the ammo.
You're gonna use it as one of those like Roman spears, you know, just unfold the bayonet and use it as a spear.
I think my big gun store chain that I have in my area has them. Give me 1 second.
But is the ammo like that hard to find? Because I remember looking at like 8. Is it 7 or 8mm Japanese, like the one from the Arisakas? And you can find that like manufacturers is still manufacture that particular sort of caliber, so you can buy like the ammo for the Arisakas like brand new in American stores.
I mean, you can. Here we go. 6.5 Carcano. Let's see how much ammo is going for. $1.50 per round.
Yeah, it's expensive if compared to other calibers. Now this one right in the screen is the one that was used to, you know, perform a bullet-induced lobotomy in JFK back in 1963.
So, but I could get a Carcano cheapest from $200 to $230.
Yeah, they are not expensive. So you are talking about what, like six round stripper clip?
And block clip.
Wait, what's the difference?
Stripper clip strips in, and block clip actually holds around. Like I have an M1 Garen clip right here, and I grab a Mauser clip. Yeah.
Oh, the M block.
The M block. You can push the whole entire clip inside there, and it'll feed to the internal magazine.
And it gets ejected from the gun after you fire all of them, right?
Well, with the Carcano, it's the
when you
last
chamber
round.
the last.
Yeah, with the Carcano, you chamber the last round, they're met, and the clip falls out the bottom.
Oh,
same
like right
system
here.
as the, same system as the 1895 Monmouth.
Maliha, yeah. Where's the variants?
This
these
is
are
another
the
rifle in
variants.
hot dust pushes and hand grenades. I can confirm that the M block clip
falls
kind
from
of spits
the bottom.
out the bottom. Yep.
Yeah.
After chambering the last round. It's
I mean,
kind of a satisfaction.
It's a good looking gun. I like it. People claim that the round is a little bit, it leaves a little bit to be desired, right?
Yeah, the round itself is a round nose cartridge. Turn of the 19th century, most countries were going to Spitzer bullets, which are bullets with points, bullets we know today. Prior to that, most rounds and bullets were round nose, not Spitzer. So if they made it like a Spitzer round, like they did with their 7.5, it would have been a much more effective cartridge. Because the Spitzer adds better ballistic performance, better range, better accuracy.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All that good stuff.
Yeah. Overall, I think that this thing right here, I think it deserves like a B tier. It's like, it's not
bad. It's not bad. It's not terrible. It does its job. I give it a B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same with me. I give it a B.
I do enjoy like the wide different varieties of them. You have like the full length ones. You have the quote jungle carbines you have the cavalry versions with the underfolding bayonet. You have the shorter the carbine versions of it. You have sniper variants of it with these scopes. I like how varied this one is. Pasta rifle, exactly. Pasta rifle. I think it deserves a B. Pasta rifle.
Better than the Beretta. Not Beretta, Breda machine gun.
Which again, it's not very hard to be better than that thing.
No. So when don't we go? Oh, I see the modes all the way back there. All right, what's the next rifle?
The next one, I think it's the 99 Arisaka.
Okay, I mean that's a Mauser-based action with a bunch of really silly kind of add-ons like the monopod, the anti-aircraft sights. The dust cover is nice. The dust cover is actually very nice.
I mean, the bolting on that thing is pretty smooth. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, and then it came with a dust cover, but the monopod, the anti-aircraft sights were pointless.
Yeah, the monopod. There's I barely anyone would be using that. It's
like,
kind of
why?
sucks. Danjo talked to me about it, and he says like if I were to replace one thing that useless monopod would be.
Yeah, get rid. I mean, during the later stages of the war, when Japan was simplifying it, they realized how pointless the monopod was. They got rid of it, and they got rid of the anti-aircraft sights because
they got rid of even the fucking dust cover, bro.
No, the dust cover was actually pretty standard throughout. USGIs who captured the Arisaka got rid of the dust cover because quote unquote they thought it rattled when it didn't.
Oh.
Hold on, I'm gonna be tagging both of you on this one.
But it's a very good bolt action. It's a Mauser action system. The dust cover, like I said, is nice. I'd give it an A. It shoots a good cartridge of 7.7 Japanese, which is pretty much a neck down 303. and it's now rimless, which added points. So
Yeah, I do enjoy these things as well. They are, apart from the last ditch ones, these things were very well made. I think the most interesting thing is because you also have like a variety of sizes in these things. You had carbines, you have like full length rifles, and I remember reading about it. And
look, they have anti-aircraft sights. Look at that.
Wait, what?
Let's go back up. Let's go back up, and you can see the anti-aircraft sights. Go back up. Go up a little more.
Oh yeah, this one.
No, the anti-aircraft sights. There we go.
Yeah, this one.
Yeah, anti-aircraft sights.
Yeah.
Because when I think of anti-aircraft, I think of a bolt-action rifle.
Oh yeah, exactly. It's gonna be very effective. Don't worry. You have a line of fire of like 5 Japanese dudes using these things to fire at American Corsairs, just strafing. It's gonna be very effective.
I think you probably might want to go a little bit on the side, since we're on the premises of the Arasaka. I think you probably might want to mention about the
Carcano one?
Type I.
Yeah, no, I've added that one to the list because Bot said it's literally, I think it's this one right here. Yeah, I think it's this one right here.
Design.
Yeah, the kind of joint venture between Japan and Italy.
Yeah, but yeah, the Type 99 is a good rifle. I give it an A.
Yeah.
I like it too. I love the fact that the full length version of it, I think it's with the bayonet, that thing would add up to 148 centimeters of length, and like the average of the Japanese soldier in World War II was like 160. So
it was taller than them.
No, not taller, but like it was 80% the size of the soldier. The rifle. So it was crazy. So for the because I don't think I actually put a Type 38 here, which was the previous version of the Arisaka.
A for Arasaka.
A for Arisaka. That seems rigged. But yeah. I think that both the 38 and the 99 deserves an A tier, and I don't know a lot about the Carcano one, so I don't know how to rate this thing.
I think the Carcano one was mostly used by the Navy.
Yes, it was, because around that time the
where did we put the Johnson rifle then? Oh, the Johnson light machine gun.
I think we put it in A.
No, I'm not putting the Carcano at A. Get the fuck out of here.
No, not the Carcano.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say that because we put it, we could put it with the Johnson, you know, because of the Navy thing being used by the Navy.
So the Johnson rifle was mostly used by the Marines because they couldn't get their hands on M1 Garand. So
yeah.
Anyway, so speaking of M1 Garand, it looks like that's what we're gonna talk about next.
Okay, I'm gonna put the Carcano at what, like B tier then, like the Arisaka Carcano.
Yeah, B. That's fine.
Yeah. Now to the star of the show, like one of them at least, the M1 Garand or Garand, like depends on how the fuck. Snake, can you please do the honors?
Yep, working on it. Give me 2 minutes here.
2 minutes? You should have that thing ready, bro.
I only got one fully functioning arm. Give me a minute.
Oh my God, Snake! I hired you for a single reason, bro.
Hold up a second. Don't we have a ping redeem here too?
It's not the same. There we go.
I can hear it from here too.
Okay, everyone. Ow! Ow, that was with my bad arm. Shit, give me a second.
For a single moment, I thought he had Garantham.
No.
Imagine getting your anthem on your broken arm.
There we go. Okay, let me do it again.
There you
I'm gonna need to ice my arm real quick
That
after
sounds
that.
satisfying. Don't worry about your arm, bro. It's gonna fix yourself.
Nah, I'm gonna ice it. It hurts. That was my. That's the arm I had surgery on.
Bruh. And after this one, we added like 2 weeks worth of recovery for a snake.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Everyone quiet. There we go.
Ah, that is a wonderful noise. I absolutely love that.
All right.
ASMR.
Bro,
I'll go grab some ice real quick. I'll be right back.
All right. I think that the Garand is like S tier. S tier.
I'd say it's S tier. If the Car 98K was S tier, that'd definitely be it for M1 Garand as well.
I would say that if there was like a double S tier, the Garand should be there. Because, you know, like
an icon of the World War II GI.
Oh, not only that, but like say whatever the fuck you want about, you know, Allied forces and Axis forces in World War II. If you are your average soldier, a Garand would provide you with way more firepower than anything a Kar 98 could offer you. And even when they brought like the Gewehr to the table, the Garand would still be like a more reliable choice and a wider choice as well, because, well, they had way more Garands than Germany had Gewehrs. So, you know, you have 8 rounds of 30-06 straight at your disposal with a very fast reload rate on a gun that it is somewhat long, but it's not like super heavy. It offers you like a very good amount of firepower, a very nice accuracy. And I mean, you just have a lot of advantage towards any sort of Axis soldier on the other side. Doesn't matter if he's Italian, if he's German, if he's Japanese.
Oh, and the Ghost Frontline design for M1 Garand, she looks very nice.
No, we're gonna be rating them, bro. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, she wants your thumbs.
If the Nikkei weapons would be like real weapons, we could rate them too. But let's start.
I think that'd probably be a little bit too much booty, but
there's a picture of my M1 Garand with various bayonets.
Yeah, like booty. Danjo would definitely want that.
If you want to include pictures of my M1 Garand with the various bayonets.
Oh yeah, I can definitely do that. Yeah. Give me a minute. Danjo, do you want to participate in a stream rating gun girls from Girls Frontline or Nikkei?
Is my buddy Danjo in your server?
I think he is. Maybe
I'll check.
I don't really know. Wait, where's the? Oh, I didn't download these things. Give me a minute, Snake.
Just so you know, Danjo is quite an expert with firearms as well. In all honesty, except that only problem is he can't own jack shit where he lives.
Where does he live?
He lives in a banned state.
New Jersey.
Ew. Democrat state.
Banned state.
Damn, boy. Danjo, come on, just move to Texas, bro. Or move to New Hampshire.
Good. Okay, you know what, Danjo, if you're here, I'll send you an invite to, I'll send you an invite into the server, and then, like, maybe sometimes we'll probably get together for, like, another podcast, or maybe a gun stream, and then we're gonna have that little Eldritch.
Yeah, we can definitely do that. I would love to have him here. Let me, I want to show the one with the bayonet first, Snake.
You can show whatever one with the bayonets. The top one, hon. The first one with the longer bayonet is the.
I don't know which one is this one.
That's a Turkish M5A1 bayonet clone. The one with the long black bayonet is one with that's the original one. So the very top picture above the rifle grenade.
Oh, okay. This
Yeah.
one. Give me a
That,
minute.
that's the original bayonet style.
Okay.
Obviously,
This
you can tell
one.
that this weapon system is made by a genius.
Which system?
The M1 Garand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
As Patton once said, the M1 Garand is the greatest battlefield implement ever
Ever made in the history of
Yeah.
mankind.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say, like, at that point, I think the only thing that semi-auto wise, okay, let's not consider like single action guns, because I would say that things like the Winchester and the single action revolvers actually like it gave a shit ton of advantage, but like semi-auto wise or like full auto wise, if you take into consideration those two things, I think the M1 Garand is definitely one of the most important things that were invented like in the first half of the 20th century.
The M1 Garand is still in official, well, technical Filipino use to this day with their what is it? Their the ground to territorial defense forces, Louie, if I remember correctly. That's what they're called. Their pseudo militia force.
Yeah, these are basically like villages that are situated in areas where there's high activities of insurrections and whatnot, and so, well, because the Philippine military in their limited sources had to get something for these villages to defend themselves. So again, they have a surplus of World War II weapons, and M1 Garand is like literally the closest and quickest thing they can be able to grab and arm these villagers until they can be able to get them armed with something better.
I mean, no,
it's just
from the videos I've seen,
I'm sorry.
they arm them with M1 Garands, M114, M16 A1s.
Yeah.
Sorry, are you saying there's anything better than an M1 Garand?
I
don't think I heard that correct. Like, are you actually implying there's anything better than an M1 Garand?
Yes.
Yeah.
You guys are wrong.
Yep. The M1 Garand's good. I mean, Italy. I actually have technically two M1 Garands.
Oh my God! Here he
It-
comes
it-
with the fucking BM-59. Oh
Yeah.
my lord!
Well, yeah, because
the
it literally
BM-59
is. Yeah, it's better than the M14.
Yeah, it's a modified Garand.
Yeah.
No,
but
I know. It's just like a snake with with that thing. It almost like those like Linux enthusiasts that they are just like, oh, it's just better, you know.
Technically, it is because the M14.
It's the hipster that has something that it is better, but you know. And Leffy had a hand grenade worth of coke over there. Bro, make sure to clean that shit properly, otherwise the ants were gonna consume you alive.
Yeah, but on my M1 Garand, I did add
Clearly
one
the better
aftermarket.
Garand is the Type 4.
But with my M1 Garand, as people can see, I did add one aftermarket part, and that's like the stock pouch on the end that just holds 2 clips.
Oh
and
yeah.
then I plan on putting a Schuster gas plug on it so I can run more modern ammunition through it.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Wait, what do you mean Type 4? What the fuck is a Type 4?
The Japanese Type 4 is the Japanese copy of the M1 Garand.
Well, no, I need to see
the
that.
Arasaka Type 4. Yeah, go ahead. Arasaka Type 4. It is their rendition of the M1 Garand. And weirdly enough, it's not too bad.
It just never got adopted. It just remained in prototype.
It's just lesser known. Yeah, it was lesser known. It was just experimental, okay? It never went out experimental because, you know, they see the Americans there and one Garand is like, hey, you know what? Maybe we could be able to give that a go.
Ooh, I can even include the video of me shooting my dummy grenade because I have shot the dummy grenade before.
The weird about this, it pretty much works the same way as the M1 Garand, only that it's running an end block clip of 7758 Arasaka. Yeah, and that's pretty much
it seems to be a little bit smaller as well.
Well, yeah, it's not the Japanese troops, which
it
are
is.
smaller.
It definitely is a little bit lighter compared to the actual M1 Garen, but
You know,
yeah, again, it's their attempt, and this was again from the Navy. It was from the Imperial Navy that wanted to give it a go.
you know what this reminds me, like talking about this gun being a little bit smaller, it reminds me of that image of like the three soldiers, like the American soldier, the South Korean soldier, and the North Korean soldier, like one at the side of the other. Have you guys seen that one before?
Yeah, I think.
Oh my God, Danjo!
Wait, what?
Again,
It was
clearly
so
meant for
accurate that the
superior-
peephole was the size of a pinhead, clearly meant for superior, smaller Japanese eyeballs.
Jesus Christ. Accuracy is the name of the game, Danjo.
We know that Japanese are great marksmen because their eyes are already squinted.
Wait, what?
No, I just went off of that because smaller Japanese eyeballs and whatnot, because the whole thing, because it's squinted eyes.
Oh my God, Louie. Bruh.
But
Perfect for accuracy. I already cleaned it, bro. We went on my top shelves. What the fuck do you need
Also,
big grenades?
Dick, I included a video of
Do you want to
me-
put
of me
the?
shooting a dummy grenade off my M1 if you want to throw that.
I don't know.
Piece.
I don't know. Do you
Uh,
want to bother putting the Type 4 anywhere on this tier list? If
No,
it is, I just
It's a prototype.
Yeah,
Never
it's
went
like
anywhere.
prototype. Like I don't think did we actually showed any. Oh no, I mean we did the type 2 Numbo.
90.
Yeah.
Okay, you
The
know,
Type
let's just leave
2A.
this as an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Honorable mention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what do you think about the Garand? Should it
S
be in
tier.
S tier?
S tier.
Yes,
S
triple
tier.
S, baby.
But yeah,
Hell yeah,
but
brother.
if you want to, there's a video of me shooting a rifle grenade if you want to. Or at least a rifle
Okay,
grenade.
let me see. I
We're
need
dedicated to
to
pop culture about M1 Garen. A lot of video games actually get the rear peephole sight wrong. It
Too
shows
big.
up too big. Yeah,
Well,
way
the
too
reason
big.
why the reason why they do that is for like loading time stuff. So I mean, I understand
Yeah.
why they do it. So it makes it so that the game has to process.
Yeah. But
I
doesn't
would say
excuse
that,
it's,
some of these sites, some of these like aperture sights and some of these guns can be like very annoying.
light.
Very annoying. Let's see Snake shooting that thing.
Rifle grenade. Dummy. It's a dummy grenade for anyone wondering. I can own them legally in my state.
What I was saying, you lost that one, didn't you?
I lost one. I had two. I had two of those, but I found a actual proper U.S. Military surplus rifle grenade, if I remember correctly.
So what exactly is the type of ammunition you need to load into the chamber for the rifle grenade?
A blank cartridge. Because if you put a
Blank
live cartridge,
That's
you're
gonna
not
destroy
have a
it.
good time. Yeah, you're not
Yeah.
gonna have a good time.
Yeah.
But, what was
okay.
that dummy grenade?
You're gonna
I
have
saw?
an explosive time.
Yeah.
It's gonna go off at the muzzle.
Yeah, it's not very fun. Okay, what is this next one? Oh, the next one is the 1903 Springfield.
Ah, classic.
Yeah, I think this next one is the 1903. Okay, now here's the thing. I don't know which one is this one. I think this one is the M95. I don't know what one is this one, so I'm kind of gonna leave this one behind. But like this one is the 1903 Springfield, so you know the bread and butter of the American sharpshooter in World War II. And also the bread and butter of the Brazilian forces in World War II, because we didn't receive grants like any other force that wasn't America, but our guys would, you know, strategically acquire M1 Garands and carbines when they could from American soldiers. It doesn't matter if they were alive or dead. Let's just say that this thing, what, like 30-06 bolt action rifle, 5-round capacity, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's based off the
30-06.
Mazda 93 action, which is a very solid action. Saw service throughout World War One, through interwar period.
All right, keep
Okay.
going over there, boys. Let me go to the bathroom.
Yeah. Okay.
So
A funny thing about the development of the M1903 is, Mauser actually sued the U.S. government for patent infringement because the U.S. based the design and took elements from the 93 Mauser. And the U.S. government lost and had to pay like a 25-cent royalty or 75-cent royalty to the German government or Mauser for patent infringements for every rifle produced.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Okay.
But the 1903 is a very good rifle. Especially the 1903A3, which changed the stock, added a rear aperture sight. So I mean, but I'd give it a solid A tier. It's a good solid rifle overall.
Yeah, I'd say I'd give it an A tier as well. If you don't, especially when it comes to the sniper role as well.
Yeah.
Whenever I see the 1903, I'm always remembering Private Jackson, and his quote was that if you was to put me and this here sniper rifle anywhere up to and including 1 mile of Adolf Hitler with a clear line of sight, pack your bags, fellas, the war's over.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. And so yeah, that's the first time I've seen the 1903 was Saving Private Ryan with Private Jackson's quotes when he was sniping from the windmill tower.
Yeah, or the church tower, the bell tower. Yeah.
Oh, it was the church tower. Yeah.
And he was like left-handed.
Yeah, he was a left-handed shooter. It's really interesting. So yeah.
They should have give him the 1903 from Far Cry 3. It would fit like very, very good.
We don't talk about the 1903 for Far Cry 2. We don't talk about it.
Hey, that was an excellent. That's an excellent configuration of the 1903.
It loads
especially
clips from the bottom.
What? Haven't you heard? There's configurations and modifications that you could.
It's the upgrade.
You could do that. It's an upgrade.
Oh my god! It's like
at least you can be able to load it faster, aside from individual rounds.
Loads clips from the bottom. Why would they do that?
I'm sorry, but like that's not even the biggest problem for me. I just think that every game developer that puts weapons in their games and they put the weapons mirrored, I think that they deserve to be whipped. You know, like just
back in the early mid 2000s, that was a very common thing. Just so players had something to look at when they were firing the guns. Go, oh look, action move. But they put the clips at the bottom with a scoped rifle. That's almost bad as COD Vanguard in their K98.
Bro, hey, let's see an animation of that.
Bro, Black is even worse because Black literally decided to unpulp the Walter 2000.
Oh yeah, it unbullpupped the Walter 2000. And also, like, every time you fire that, it's a straight bolt. So you need to bolt that thing you need to straight bolt that thing every single time you fire off a round. But don't get me wrong, Black is was a very revolutionary game for FPS back then.
Far Cry 2 and 1903. Yeah. There's actually a clip of me reacting to it somewhere.
I really do wish that they brought back the weapon durability system that Far Cry 2 had, especially when it comes to catastrophic malfunctions. Yeah.
I mean, some of the weapons just field strip themselves, but it's still pretty neat mechanic.
It's past 12. Bunch of shock. AK with...
No, Far Cry 2.
Yeah.
AK mirrored.
Gameplay African Sniper.
D3, no slap.
I see that.
49 PK. They did a good job with the PK.
There you go. There you go.
Oh yeah, it's like it's absurd. That made Snake have a little bit of a nausea.
I love
Why
it.
would
I
they
want
do
one.
that? No.
But yeah, in that version, that specific version, right? It's like
Yeah.
I like the 103, and I think it is a very iconic sniper rifle of World War II because of the American soldiers. I think this one deserves like an A tier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would choose a 1903 Springfield over something like a Mosin again, like any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, the 1903 is just objectively better because
Yeah.
it takes stripper clips. It doesn't shoot a rim cartridge, which is a big problem with the Mosin Nagant.
Yeah,
It's the
if
rim
you try
cartridge.
if you try to send the bolt home while the clip is still in the chamber and all that stuff, you can't push the clip out on a Mosin, unlike Springfield 1903. You can just send that bolt back home and the clip will just spit out.
Well, that's all Mauser actions. It's you have the clip and the clip guide. You can just push
It's
the bolt
one
forward.
less thing that the soldier needs to worry about.
Yeah, you can't do that with the Mosin, so obviously it was not made by a genius.
Well, no, it's just because it's using sub 62x54R, so you have to have a different clip design to hold the rim.
All right, what about the Johnson then? The Johnson semi-automatic rifle made to compete with the M1 Garand, but then it lost and it was used by the Marines.
Yeah, the Marines use it
Not
as
too bad.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it does hold 10 rounds compared to the M1 Garand's 8 rounds, but
Yeah,
it's a lot more
heavy.
complicated.
Yeah, it's complicated to manufacture. It's a bit heavier.
It takes longer.
It's unique, to say the least.
It's a cool rotary magazine system.
The design is pretty neat. Not gonna lie. If only if it wasn't so much of a hassle to manufacture and the cost of it.
Yeah, but I mean, it
did had use.
Yeah, it was used in the early war as a stopgap until the Marines got more M1 Garands.
Yeah, it was more present in the war in the Pacific.
Yeah, for a very brief period of time, for like the first year or two.
And here we have our wonderful balaclava, ex-balaclava boy with the Johnson in his hand. That sounded kind of sus, but okay. I do like the looks on this thing. I think it looks way better than their light machine gun. But again, like
we all have wrong opinions every now and then, like the Owen. The Owen's good.
Again, I never said that the Owen was bad. I said that the Owen was ugly. It's two different things.
The Owen is beautiful.
Yes.
No, it's not. Then you're just wrong then.
Anyway.
You guys are just trying to get in me again. Fuck. But yeah, I do like this thing, but it definitely doesn't deserve like an S rating. I would say maybe B.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, because again, if you have something that is easier to manufacture, cheaper, more reliable, and overall like more effective, in the Garand, like why would you choose something like this? Apart from, well, we don't have enough Garands, so yeah, I think it deserves like a B.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. There for the Marines, they did modified it a little bit with the rear sight. They wanted more of a notch sight.
Because they're used to their 1903s. The 1903 A3 didn't come out until about 1943, so.
I'm not gonna lie to you,
the rear app sight.
It kind of feels really different loading two stripper clips of
on the side.
On the side and all that stuff. There's a different kind of vibe to it. You know?
Yeah. But yeah, it is what it is. Maybe in an alternate reality, the Johnson would be the chosen one and not the Garand, but maybe in an isekai, not now. I want to leave the STG-44 for the last one, so let's go for the Swiss K-31 before we go for the Mass 36.
Was it
Just
K-31 used in World War II though?
It was the 1930s.
If was
You
it
guys say
involved
that
in
it was introduced in 1930s.
What was it?
Yeah,
Was
I
it
know,
involved in
but
the
the
war though? Like actually
it,
used in combat in war.
no, not really.
Yeah.
Hmm.
It wasn't.
Switzerland was
Again, this is
neutral.
in Switzerland, of course, so they weren't really too involved in
No.
yeah, in
They were
combat. So of
involved in
course
the
it
money business, not in the combat business.
Yeah.
We all know
yeah.
where the
So
riches of, like citizens in Europe went.
we can evaluate this rifle for combat purposes and whatnot, but we can evaluate for its design, like
For
maybe
the
its
gun,
manufacturing.
what it is, like the gun, what it
Yeah.
is, it's a very effective gun. It's very accurate. It's very well made. It didn't saw a lot of combat, but
Compared to bolt actions, the straight pull mechanics was more complex, and
Yeah.
was it was more expensive to produce compared to bolt actions and whatnot. So that's kind of the cons to it. But other than that, I'd say it's a smooth shooter,
Yeah.
from what I'm hearing.
What I know. I mean, I think that we get what 500, 600, maybe 700, depending on condition. The issue is getting ammo in the U.S. That's what it comes down to.
For that,
so.
yeah, for that particular thing.
Same issue as a Kokano. Can't get ammo deeply.
You get
Yep,
the
very
rifle, but you cannot get the ammo. So, what do you guys think this thing deserves? Taking everything into consideration.
I'd say yeah.
I would probably, like, for the gun, what it is, I would go for A, even though it didn't saw combat. I mean, if it was in the hands of anyone else, I'm pretty sure this thing would have seen combat and it would perform like pretty well during the war period. But it was in the hands of the Swiss.
If you wanted to be evaluated in a quote unquote kind of like a simulated combat kind of stuff, I'd say it definitely did have presence in video games, especially in Battlefield 5.
Oh yeah.
And in Battlefield 1 and all that stuff. They were fun. They're
no,
fun
they didn't
shoots.
have that one in Battlefield 1.
Oh wait, sorry.
5.
Battlefield, yeah, Battlefield.
It was just 5, yeah.
Mhm.
But since we are in the subject of straight pull bows, I think we can evaluate the 95 as well.
The 95 or the
Manley
95-30 or the 95-34, the carbine.
The 1895.
1895.
The 1895-34 would have been used more.
Yeah, I think it's the first one right here. I don't really know what gun is this that I've put here.
The
on top of the crate.
1895-34 would have been used more. And that's a carbine version 8x56R.
So just a shorter one. But again, like it's maybe apart from the length, the action would be the same, the ammo would be the same, right?
No, the ammo is different.
Oh yes.
The 8x56R is a Spitzer bullet, while the M85 shot a round.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Overall, I don't. Did this thing like saw a lot of combat in World War II?
So the M95-34 was an Austrian rifle before Germany annexed it. So then it became a rear echelon rifle. Yeah,
So like the Enfield for
U.S. Yes.
Yeah, 1917 Enfield.
I mean, from what I know about it and from what I've seen people shooting at it, the action is very, very hard to pull back after shooting it. And it takes 5-round M block clips. The round is okay. It has a lot of recoil because it's shooting a very big cartridge for its size. It's overall okay rifle. I give it a B.
I like the fact that it's a straight pull bolt. I really like those ones, but with all the things taken into consideration, yeah, maybe either. I don't think it should deserve to be in the same spot as the lapel. So yeah, probably B.
B.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. B. Where B? B movie. Now one of my favorites. Oh, the Mass 36. Oh,
I mean,
the
the Moss
French.
36. The Moss 36, okay, uses an actual modern cartridge, unlike the LaBelle. Was it 7.5? Something like that.
I don't really remember, bro.
Let me see.
I think it is like 7.5 something. You had the option to use like rifle grenades with this thing as well.
I mean that's most bolt action. Yeah, it's 7.5 by 54.
And like people kind of compliment the action on this thing as well, right?
From what I know, I've actually held one, and the action is kind of rough.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, it has a rear aperture sight, which is nice. Does not have a manual safety, so that's a minus a point there if you actually. Because it's not that hard to add a safety. You could have just added a trigger safety, just block the trigger would be fine. And then the funny haha bayonet incident where two French soldiers stuck a bayonet in another bayonet lug and got the rifles permanently stuck together. That's pretty funny.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You can build a
Wait,
the French touching the tips.
Oh my god!
The French break side is you might put in
You
a hole.
filthy degenerates.
But I mean it's a good bolt action rifle. It did its job and saw service after World War II.
Interesting bolt handle though. The design of that thing.
Yeah, like it's kind of angled, right? Yeah, it's French. Like they will always find a way to make like different things.
I mean, it's angled that way so you get closer to the trigger. So
maybe to allow for like faster boat operation.
Yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. But
I like the fact that you can be able to seat the bayonet like inside of the thing. Just flip the thing out and then put it into the lug.
Yeah, but the bayonet's also kind of it's just a spike bayonet, like M9130 bayonet or M44 bayonet.
It's just a poke.
Yeah.
You just poke people with it.
It's a poker.
I'd rather have a blade. Personally, I'd rather have a blade bayonet. They tend not to get stuck in people if you use them. So
yeah, that's that. We are not sitting here saying that the pokey stick is not gonna, like do the job that it needs to be done.
I still don't want to get stabbed by it, but
oh yeah, definitely.
But I give it a B. It's a good rifle. It's a B.
Just a B.
Just a B.
I'm sad. You guys give me sadness. You guys always give me sadness. I would give it an A, but it would be a completely biased.
You're not gonna like my opinion on the 9130.
Wait, the what?
The 9130, the Mosin gun.
Oh, the Mosin? If you dare to say that this thing is an S tier, I will eat you out of the comb, Snake.
A?
Bro, like, okay, garbage rod. Come on, let's go. Let's get this over with.
Right,
Take
so
the elephant out of the room.
I am the proud owner of a Finnish M39 and a Polish M44. The M44 being the carbine version.
The carbine,
Yeah, the carbine version of the 9130, and then M39 being the tricked out version the Finns did. So, both of them are considered the high ends for Mosins as far as actions go, but. Cool thing about Mosins is they actually, not one country changed the receiver dimension, so you can actually change bolts out of any Mosin and put them in any Mosin, which is neat. So.
Okay, you're trying to make the gun gain points. All right, yeah. Move on. Keep going.
But it was a relatively reliable rifle per se, but I mean, it's better than the LaBelle. We can all agree it's better than the LaBelle.
Nah, get the fuck out of here.
The LaBelle is tube loaded. The Mosin is clip fed. So
you can't spit the clip out if it's in the bolt. You try pushing the bolt forward, it's gonna get the bolt stuck until you pull the clip out. So obviously because of that, it was not made by a genius.
No, but it's still quicker to load than the LaBelle.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So-
Bro,
let's
that
get the
Mosin would
safety.
get the boat stuck, and you're gonna have to use that thing as a club
Yeah, it's a very effective club, and
or a
with the
spear
bayonet, it's
with a
spear, yeah.
bayonet in the end.
It's a
You're
You're
thing
gonna
on
you're gonna
you.
revert back to ancient times when gunpowder was not available, and you're gonna use that thing as a
The
spear.
safety on that thing is shit.
It is. I
You,
could
you have to
confirm that.
muscle the fuck out of that thing to pull it back and then twist it to the left. But you need more
depends on the-
muscle on that thing than you do than the actual bolt.
Depends on the maker. My M39 and my M44 are pretty easy, but then again, those are considered high end and smooth for Mosin. So
They were
but
pretty
if we're
much
go-
the Gucci of the Mosins.
yes. But if we're going to
Okay, can
rate
you say
them,
that for the same for a normal M19 or M1891? Can you say the same thing for
no,
that?
no, not M9130. No. I
Yeah.
have but if I mean, millions were made because so it's good enough for millions were made, but that's because they were made out of necessity, really. If I were to rate it, I'd put it at its. What we put Little Bell?
See.
B. Moses gets a B.
Ah,
I gave it B.
you're fucking
'Cause
cheating me.
unlike-
You're putting
unlike
you're putting the Mosing like beside things like the Master D8, the Enfield 1917. Nah, the
Well,
stand.
if you
Oh
put
my
the
God.
label in C, it'd get a D, but you didn't, so it has to be above.
No, I
'Cause the
refuse to
Moses-
put the
Moses-
label at D, bro. Get the fuck out.
Well, then
You're
the-
not gonna
well, then
put
Yeah,
the
but like
label
if I
with
were-
the Breda, bro.
Yeah, but if I were gonna choose between the Labelle and the Mosin, I'd have to go with the Mosin in all honesty.
Because you
Oh
you
my
can load it
God.
quicker.
Which one of the lesser evil you think you're gonna choose? For me personally, I'd go with the Mosin,
Because you can load it
even
quicker.
though it's still trash.
Yeah, it's trash, but you can load it quicker, unlike the label,
Yeah.
which you put one round at a time. It's long, it's heavy.
Yeah, I'd say that yeah, I'm not gonna budge from B.
Absolutely appalling behavior.
It served its job as a cheap, mass-produced rifle that saw continued service after World War II.
I
and
don't know,
sniper
it's-
roles.
It's
Hey,
the
look, it's in the hands of the Soviets. They made use of it anyways.
Yeah. And the Finns used it against the Soviets with the M39.
Okay,
Oh, they
if the Finns had access to any other sort of bolt action rifle, do you think they would still use the Mosin? They wouldn't.
I mean, they continued to use the Mosin after World War II as like a main service rifle up until like the 80s.
They were.
so-
It was just nostalgia, or they were used to that shit. I don't know, bro. Like if you gave them like Lee Enfields back then, and of course the ammo to use that thing, because you're not gonna give the guy just the gun and be like, oh, just use it if you have no ammo.
Another reason why the Finns kept the M39 in service was because Russia was their main enemy, so they
Yeah.
could get more ammo.
Yeah, like the French resistance with the use of 9mm. They use that shit a lot because the Germans were using that shit a lot. So you could literally find ammo to kill more of your enemies in the body of your enemies, which is stonks.
But Mosin's a B if the label's a C.
Yeah.
Fuck, man.
If you put the label in a D, the Mosin would be a C. But no, you didn't want to.
We can't put the Mosin and the Labelle in the same thing, in the same category, or in the same rank. It wouldn't make sense. Yeah.
What do you mean? They were like, bro.
The Mosin is technically.
You're talking about 5 years of difference in design between like both of them,
Yes,
just
and
because of the
Mosin-
tubular
Mosin-
magazine.
Yes,
Oh my God.
that makes a big difference.
I mean, you could always not have the Labelle in there,
Yeah.
and then we could put it down. We could put the Mosin down lower if you want, but no, we decided not to do that.
Absurd behavior. Just
Like I
because
said,
of
the
the
Labelle-
poor
the
tube
Labelle-
magazine.
The label was outdated 2 years after its inception by the Gewehr 88.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I would choose the bolt on the Lebelt any day of the week. If
Yeah, but then
compared
you
to the
have to
bolt
deal
on
with
the.
You can put a
tube
sniper
loading.
scope on a Mosin. Oh wait, actually, you can actually put a sniper scope on a lapel, I
Yeah,
believe.
you can. The French use
It's
the
it's
label
old
as a sniper,
telescopic though. Jesus,
Yeah.
long ass telescopic ones though. Not gonna lie,
It's
they look
like
pretty cool.
it looks similar to the ones in the 1903s, like the very long ones.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
I see. I
Super
see.
telescopic.
Yeah.
And fun fact, how Army selected sniper rifles back in the day was they just picked random rifles off the line and accuracy tested one. The ones that shot the best out of the factory became sniper rifles. That's all
Yeah.
they did.
They were born as sniper rifles.
Yep.
Ugh, bro, like fuck, like 5 years of difference in the tubular magazine. I cannot accept that.
That's the way it is. That's the way it be.
No, that's the way you guys are rigging this shit.
It's not rigged. It's technically better. Just the fact it's clip loaded.
Fucking hell.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Both of these weapons are in Hunt Showdown, if I do recall.
The-
Weirdly,
Yeah,
the
for the
Mosin is, and the Lebel is.
The original model of the Mosin is, that's the M91, and the M9130 is the modernized quote unquote version of the Mosin, where the Soviet Union removed the sling swivels, added sling slots, changed the rear sights to the meters, not urchins or archins, and added a front sight hood and cut the barrel down to dragoon length.
Yeah, but the boat was still shit, just like the
Yeah,
first
the
version.
bolt was the same, and cut the barrel down 2 inches. That was it.
All right, so we say that Mosin's B, right?
B.
Yep.
If the Lebel is C, then the Mosin is B.
All right.
I will drag the Lebel through the mud and put it into D, but I am not putting the Mosin at B. Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, there we go.
God damn it, I hate this, but I will not see the Mosin at B. Not the garbage rod.
I don't want to budge from this decision. I still see B.
I'm seething, I'm frothing from my mouth here. God damn it. Absurd. Sad French noises.
What's the next
I don't know which one is that one, so let's go for the last one of the list to close with a bang, or in this case a lot of like mid-sized bangs. The STG, or like as it was once known, the MP44. The first quote assault rifle, right?
Yeah.
That was mass produced. Yeah. Oh yeah, by the name, literally.
Yeah, Sturmgewehr.
Sturmgewehr. Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny thing, the MP came from machine and pistol because like Hitler, when people came with Hitler with the idea of making this like intermediate cartridge powered rifle with like full auto capabilities, he was like, nah, I don't like that, and they had to try to disguise the whole project as a new model of like submachine gun.
Hitler was the last to know about this project.
Yeah.
Oddly enough.
One of the reasons why he didn't want it earlier was because he said it didn't look. He said it looked too ugly.
Like
The
wonderful.
STG 44, MP 43, whatever you want to call it, is a very iconic rifle. It set a standard for a lot of rifles. Without it, we wouldn't have the Kalashnikov, SKS. It set a lot of standards for the modern rifle. So, and 30 round capacity. Some say if it was put into service earlier, it actually would have made a major difference in the war.
I don't know. Materials, logistics, like people love to talk about like military equipment, and they forget everything else around it. So
Also, without this, we wouldn't have the G3.
which would be a shame because the G3 is a wonderful Cold War era rifle, battle rifle. Yeah. This thing was also you had like this weird contraption here that they develop in order to try and fire at corners. You had a infrared scope as well, right?
Yeah.
Like the vampire one. It was a this was like, who the fuck are you, bro? Like who the fuck are you? I don't know who you are. This was like a groundbreaking firearm for like World War II. This thing was.
And it still sees service today in Middle Eastern countries, Africa.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like Syria
even
received a lot from Germany post-war.
These did also came into the hands of insurrections and whatnot. So yeah.
Like Yugoslavia, they had these in droves.
I think even in shit, I closed that picture.
That's that's the 22 commercial version.
Yeah, I saw the little thing on the mag. Yeah. I think even in Brazil, some of these things got apprehended during like police operations in the favelas way back when they were still relying on, like old military equipment. Nowadays, they have access to like the more. When I'm saying they, I'm referring to the criminals, not to the police. They have access to way more modern stuff, but I've seen some of these things being apprehended in police operations as well. I think just for the innovation aspect, just like the Garand, I think this one deserves an S tier.
Yeah, automatic S.
Yeah, automatic S. Not just the innovation on the weapon itself, but also like all the things that it spawned, right? The wide variety of different weapons that this thing spawn on Earth, and it's very iconic. It played its part pretty well during the war period, and it's just like no other country had anything close to it that didn't save their asses. But
oh my god, apparently PSA has
is making one.
Made their they made their made their STG-44.
Yeah,
I see one. I see one in a fucking drum mag.
Yeah, I think the chamber getting 5.56.
Yeah.
I mean,
look at this thing. It's already an AR basically, just by the general silhouette of it. So you know what? I'm not even mad at it.
No, and we all know like that the PSA is friend of the gun community in the US, so they deserve all love and support. They are fighting the good fight, so you guys should support them.
There's one with the drum bag. Look at it. Look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. So you know what? Yeah, definitely S tier for the SCG-44.
Yep.
Video game wise, I love running this on Hell Let Loose. It's an amazing shoot. Hot dogs, horseshoes, hand grenades. Oh, feels very satisfying to use this thing. Reloading it, manipulating the charging handle, looking at the bolt, the internals, and all that stuff. Checking the magazines, and even like, how very well modeled, faithfully modeled the hot dogs, horseshoes, hand grenade version of the STG-44 just feels pretty great. And I don't know, maybe if I get back home stateside and link up with my friends who
buy a PSA one. Come on, just do it.
Sure, I don't mind.
Give them money.
I don't mind.
Those guys deserve it.
You gotta come down to my neck of the woods. We go to the range.
Bro. When I go to the US, if you don't allow me to shoot your Garand, I'm gonna be very pissed, Snake.
I would allow you to.
Yeah.
Give him the honors to do the ping himself.
Yeah.
Yes, I want to get Garantum because why not?
Yeah, it's actually very hard to get Garantham because the way they designed it is you actually have to manually force a bolt close.
Oh, don't worry. It's all for the experience.
Or
It's all for the
Give her,
experience.
give her your thumb.
or give the Garen your dick as well.
What?
Garen dick.
Uh,
You've never heard of that? You've never seen the funny meme?
well, I mean, I do like, I do. I mean,
on
I
this
do like.
bombshell, and on this
it's
bombshell,
slammed.
I think it's time to end because after this one, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to sleep properly at night.
I think she's too tight for me.
With that image in your head.
Jesus Christ, Snake, where the fuck? Like, what sort of thing are you looking for at Rule 34, bro?
Nah.
I can't wait.
No.
I can't wait for the Girls Frontline Guncast.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, let's try to bring Angel here. Do you guys want to add anything else?
Nah.
Let's see.
Don't say anything about the Owen.
No one's asked.
In terms of rifle, you mean?
No, like overall, like because we already finished our list right here, even though there are some stuff that is missing from here because it's the stuff that I added like last stream and I kind of I didn't manage to save it and I kind of forgot what was the ratings that we gave to them, so I was like, whatever.
What? In Obrez? Well, no, that'd still be the same thing as a fucking
Mosin.
Yeah.
Well, Obrez is any rifle cut down to pistol length.
Yeah, to
Any
pistol
bolt-action
length.
rifle.
Which reminds me of the Obrez M1 Garans from Hellsing and Hellsing Ultimate. Like one of the villains had like a pair of Obrez Garans.
I don't know if this was World War II specifically, but I do believe the Germans use this. It's like it looks like a revolver where you put a grenade on it, and it also has a stock, almost looks like revolver and.
So that's actually a flare pistol they modified to be able to shoot anti-tank grenades.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about.
But
I know what you're talking about.
Not super effective unless you're shooting at the very rear of a tank, the tracks, or the gun.
Yeah.
And depending on the vehicle, you can penetrate the front. Like if it's like a half track or armored car, you can take it out with that, but the effectiveness is fairly debatable.
Okay.
I mean,
think of it as like Panzerfaust we have at home.
Mini Panzerfaust.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's it then. Well, I really appreciate you guys being here. I really appreciate you guys working on this with me. We're gonna try and find a day and maybe talk to Danjo to check his availability for a Girls Frontline one. Maybe we could do the same scheme of like rating based on the weapon times. But yeah, let's see how we can do that.
Yeah, but thanks for having me.
It was pretty fun. It was a pretty fun.
Yeah, I really
run.
did love.
Yeah.
Overall. Well, that's pretty much it. Let me see right here. Let me change my screens. Let me go back here. Let me select this and let me look if there's anyone interesting to raid right now.
My buddy Razorwind VT is playing Ready or Not right now. It's
Razorwind.
Yeah, Razorwind VT. He is a tactical wolf VTuber. It's head.
Is he a furry?
No.
Okay.
He's a head of a PMC group called the Fenrir Security.
Oh, I found him. Oh,
yep,
he has all Gucci stuff. Gucci gun, Gucci stuff. All right, so gonna be rating Razorwind for today, folks. I really appreciate everyone that joined us today. Really appreciate everyone's presence here. Say goodbye to everyone, folks.
Bye, everyone.
All right, see you later, guys. I'll see you again on the next Guncast.
Yep, I'll be back sometime in mid-February.
All right, see ya, folks. Have a wonderful night.
Keela.